time is it?
5:30, sir.
Also known as Professionals Time. Welcome, my friends, to the traveling roadshow known as the Professionals. Today, I'm picking up the slack. We have some shuffling to do in the next couple weeks because next week we won't be broadcasting. It's election day, and I think we're all going to be glued to the television and praying that this country rights itself. So, and then Art wants to do a launch of one of his projects. So he will take the reins then. So today we are going to be talking about sex. Woo, getting spicy here in the professional room. We're going to talk about sex and horror movies and how they go together. Sex sells, and writers of horror, all the way back from Bram Stoker, and even before that, in the Victorian age, use sex in their books, and then that translated over into the silent, and then the sound pictures. So we're going to explore a little bit of that. We're going to show some cool images, and let's get spicy with the bros. So let's bring in them one by one in order that they arrived here. Here we go, Mr. Andy Smith.
Good evening. Hello, everybody. Whoa.
That's right.
Whoa. I'm excited. I know a lot about horror movies, but when it comes to sex, I'm finally going to have that birds and the bees talk with Daddy Graham. Can't wait to learn a few things.
Well, first you got to go back there, take a cold shower, and then we'll talk.
Okay.
We'll be showing some images.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a guy who always needs a cold shower, and that's the teen sensation himself. Wow.
You know what's weird? Billy's a little scruffy. When's the last time you shaved there, homie? What's up?
I haven't shaved in like 3 weeks.
Get out of here.
Yeah, look.
That's it. That's 3 weeks.
That's it.
Yeah,
for
that's 3 weeks.
weeks.
Well, let's see, 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
Are
Yeah,
you
2
getting
weeks.
ready for Thursday night and you need to have some scruff for
I don't know.
Halloween?
David doesn't like it. I've never, but I'm like, frig it. Let me try to see what I can grow.
She's got to give it some time for it to soften.
How long does it take before, because she kisses
Well,
For you, probably 2 years, but then
I was going to say, I could
this
go.
is
I could go
honored.
less than a week and have what
once
you
it gets
have.
a little longer, it gets softer, so that when you're
That's
kissing
what I want
her,
to tell you. Yeah, because it spiked her like it,
Yeah.
Like that.
It'll soften.
So it takes so it gets softer the long. Like if I give it another 2 weeks, say.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
All right.
weird. That's an oxymoron. The longer it gets, the softer it gets. Usually it's the
Yeah.
other way around. Hey, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah. And once
That's an
you
old
find she's
man
very
problem.
attractive,
There's
then you
pills
get
for
softer
that.
still. So
thing is that this part grows a lot faster than this, right? On everybody, is it just me?
It's just you. It grows about the same speed across everything.
yeah, pretty much for me too.
It's the same amount of time.
And we got some boom in the room. Mr. Dan
What's
Frege
happening?
is here. Hey,
Friday
bud.
boom.
Hey, Billy, it does look really good on you. I want to take a moment. It's a special day for one of our awesome chat mods. It's his birthday today, Marcus Killigrew.
Hey!
Oh, yes,
birthday.
that's right. It is.
Happy birthday to
Here's
you,
brother
pal.
Marcus.
Happy birthday, Mr. Marcus.
Happy
Heck
birthday,
yeah.
bud.
Salute to you.
Is he?
That's
Let me
right.
see. Is he in the room here?
He's
Yes,
in
he
the room.
is.
He's already
He's in the
posted
room.
links. and
Posted your
everything,
link,
man.
in fact.
He's
Excellent.
already dropping knowledge, man.
And there's mine.
Right.
There
Thank
he
you
is.
very much.
Here's the birthday boy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man.
That's
All
right.
righty. So, we're expecting Art to pop in at any point, but we'll get going. So we're going to be talking a little bit about sex, baby, and I want to show you a little something from 1931. No, 1932, actually.
Some of that good gilf stuff.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yo,
Uh,
Gilf with 2 G's. Great grandmother.
Oh.
Wait, that's not it. Where is my? Hold on a second here. Oh, you bastard!
Oh.
You bastard! Okay, hold on.
Chris Thacker is saying, Nola Presti, is that why you can have this topic?
He'll be in a little later. He had an
Yeah.
errand to run. You know,
It's-
over there on the West Coast, it's
I
only
know.
4
He
o'clock.
wanted us to change the title. He said he'd be on time if we changed it to Love Making and Terror. And
Right. What's the
Just-
difference?
you know,
Okay, so this is from 1933. This is the original King Kong, and
Oh, you
this
went
is a
real
pre-code
old school.
film. Around 1935, the Hayes Commission came in and started laying down the law because the Catholic League was putting pressure on Hollywood about what you can and cannot show in films. I mean, it was pretty much Wild West stuff. You had films like Night Nurse with Barbara Stanwyck, with hookers and
Ooh.
sexy, provocative imagery. And actually, flat out nudity in some of those pre-code
hey,
films,
give me some of that.
Hang
right?
on. Oh,
Yeah, let's hear it for nudity.
yeah. The Europeans kept it going for a while though, because wasn't it Hedy Lamar?
Hedy Lamar.
Hedy Lamar.
That's
like
Headley.
or something,
Yeah,
and she was swimming in the nude.
Didn't she create Wi-Fi or something crazy like
Yeah.
that?
Yes,
Yes,
she did.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. All right, so
Oh, sorry, that was Al Gore, who was obviously cheated
Yeah,
out of the presidency
obviously.
of the United States.
now what's Kong? He's getting a little risky here. This
knows
this
what's
was
up.
cut out when the film was re-released in 1938.
Really?
Well, what
Yeah.
was he doing?
He's
He's
undressing
undressing
her. He's tearing off her dress. Here, see, there goes a piece.
Look at that! What great effects that is, though.
I know.
Yeah.
That's in front. He's doing that in front of a blue screen of a projection.
Right.
So how is he? I mean,
Yeah.
Willis O'Brien and this is 1933. So you got to think of films of 20 years early, 1913, what they look like.
Yo, I
1903, there
just,
was Nickelodeons in 1903.
I
Crazy.
just watched this thing on why the technology.
Look at him.
and,
Look at
like,
him. He's feeling her up here.
Yeah.
What?
like when you watch Mary Poppins and
Yep.
Dick Van on.
And then he
And-
And
smells.
then he smells his fingers.
Ah,
For
Oh.
the record, all women love this, guys out there.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, that's
That is.
1933.
Yeah.
Is this before or after he kills the? Oh no, it's before, right? Because then now the pterodactyl comes, right?
Right. Yeah.
God, I learned so
what was he
much.
gonna do with her claws off anyway, though?
Keep sniffing, I guess.
I
Yeah.
guess. I mean,
Yeah.
Make a wish.
oh man.
Uh,
No, but they were using this special thing. It was a prism that they were illuminating the characters in like a yellow light, and they had a prism that could see yellow light and not yellow light, and they were able to create a mat from that. And for a long time, that prism was lost. You guys look it up. It's really cool stuff.
who was doing that?
I believe.
Disney. It
Oh,
was
Disney.
it was pre-green screen, and they were the only ones
Oh.
doing it, and they were using like this yellow forget what the chemical is called, but it's like a type of light, and they had to shoot the film with two cameras through this prism, to receive the light, and the other one created the alpha based off it, and they were able
That's
to
cool.
do perfect comping, like all the hair and all the see-through veils and stuff, motion blur, all that stuff was handled because it was done, technically, not technically and chemically, versus using
Right.
like chroma and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they had so many really cool techniques back then. Here's one. This film here is another one, pre-code film,
The heck?
where the sexuality in this thing. I mean, he practically rapes her.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh.
is this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Yeah, from
Okay.
1932.
Quite
But
This
look
is
how
very-
much he put time into his hair. I mean, come on.
Well, he's not. This is like because each time
This is
he
the
gets
first
more
stage, yeah.
progressed, right? Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
the
he's
first
mid,
stage.
mid stage, you might say.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's
And-
already more. You could see how primally he's becoming.
Oh yeah,
more
look at that
like,
brow.
ape-like,
But,
and
but what they did, what Ruben Mamoulian did here, they developed this technique where they had Frederick March wearing this makeup, and then the camera wouldn't pick the makeup up. until certain filters were slid in front of the lens.
Yes. Yes.
So like he would change in front of you, he'd take his drink and he'd be in front of the mirror looking at himself, and he goes like this. And then they flip like the red filter across the lens. And all of a sudden you see like these shadows forming under his eyes and stuff. So pretty cool technique for the day to actually have a character change on screen. Then they cut away for the makeup stuff, but it was very, very powerful. But this is another example of pre-code sexuality in a horror film. By the time the Hays Commission came in and stopped all this stuff, it got much more provincial. There was boyfriends and girlfriends. The closest thing they did was kiss on the cheek. There's no like raising of the dresses or anything like that.
Right,
There certainly wasn't any of that until we get to the 1950s, and we get this. And we get the Hammer films that came in.
Oh yeah, okay.
So in England, all of a sudden you've got cleavage and a little bit of nip.
I was gonna say a little bit of cleavage there, not really, but
yeah, there's
a lot
ones.
more cleavage in some of the others. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is one of the early ones. And then when the more you got when you got into the 60s, they were barely contained.
Hammer films.
Yeah, and then by the 70s, you get this.
Oh damn!
Good lord!
Yeah.
Good
This
lord.
is from Lust for a Vampire. This is part of a trilogy of vampire films about it's called the Karstein trilogy, about this vampire family. And the first one's the Vampire Lovers, then Lust for a Vampire, then Twins of Evil. And this is Jut Stensgaard.
I see Twins of Evil right now on her.
This used to like really turn me on, this picture, when I was a kid, and I'd see it in monster magazines. Like, who is this? Because I couldn't see these movies; they were straight up
a messy sandwich or something. It's like all over her face,
right?
Did you ever find out who it was?
Sorry, I think that a messy sandwich all over her face.
Yeah, where she had a milkshake and it was a little too much.
Fuck, dude.
Shit.
We have a lot of fun on the Bros, don't we?
Yes, we do. So, but that was just a little chronology there of the sex and stuff that you would see in horror films. So I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts about it and what images you have come up with that.
Images. I was thinking about concepts and things like that. Like,
well, that's cool too. Let's talk about some of that.
Like Elvira.
Right?
Like,
right.
She was there to sell you some scary chills, but it's almost like how like sweet and sour go together, and like spicy and salty and like that sort of thing. I think that's like boobs and blood. It's like even though it's like blood is gross. And when you put them together and that sort of terror, its acidity is up there with that lust, like the intensities, and they blend well together. I mean, but then in the late 70s and early 80s films, there was a lot of guilt about sex, right? Like those are the people that got killed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they
were
made
the camp kids having sex and then they get killed.
Yeah. Or party kids, taking drugs and having sex, and then they get killed first. Yeah. Yeah, that's and I think about The Woman in Peril, like Freddy Krueger, Halloween. You're always thinking about the lady in peril, and usually articles of clothing come off.
That goes all the way back to Stoker's Dracula. Where he's camping out over Mina, or Mina, and he in the book, you know, he opens up a vein in his chest and makes her suck on it and become part of a vampire. It was very sexual, particularly
Wow.
for its day. They've done that in a couple of the versions, the film versions, particularly
the one
the Jack Palance one.
See, I've never seen that. I've seen the Gary Oldman, Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, but you know that scene where
I can't
Keanu's
get through
getting
that movie.
Yeah.
no.
Oh, I've
man.
turned it off.
I don't hate it.
Every
I mean, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Like
Okay, just tell me you
it's
made it through
entertaining.
the scene where there's the three brides of Dracula trying to eat up on Keanu.
Oh yeah, that Monica Bellucci was one of them.
Dude, Monica Bellucci, Michaela. Fuck, now I can't remember her last name. She was the other one with the really big lips. Yeah. Anyway, Burkoo.
I remember that
Michaela
scene,
Burkoo.
but it was shortly after that that I would turn it off.
Yeah. Okay.
'Cause that's early on. That's early
Yeah.
on in the film. I couldn't get past the costuming and Gary Oldman and all the bullshit backstory stuff. I don't need to know that. I don't care what made him Dracula. All I need to know is he's a horrible creature of the night. He's a monster.
Right.
That's all I need to know. I don't want to have any sympathy for him, you know. I don't need that.
It
I hear
seems to be a thing, though, you know, like them creating these sort of sympathies for these monsters. You know, like I like this show called Tulsa King. This is a little off topic, but on
Oh,
topic
yeah,
a
that's a
little
good
bit.
show.
Oh, it's a great
Yeah,
show. Yeah.
But if you really think about it, you know, Stallone's character is a piece of shit.
Sure.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean? But you're rooting for him the whole time.
Well,
That's
the
because
Godfather,
other people
they're all
around him are
pieces of shit,
worse.
you know, any
Yeah.
gangster film, you're rooting for the bad guys,
Right.
you know,
That's true.
but you make them interesting.
Yeah.
You know, the story of Dracula is about other people. You know, Dracula is the driving force of the story, but it's really not about him. It's about how you deal with him.
Mm.
You know, and I
Mm.
think that's what makes it interesting to me is, you know, how do these people discover about him? You know, how do they deal once they know it? Do they believe it? And once they're forced to believe it, how do you deal with it? You know, he's not a sympathetic character ever. You know, whereas
shouldn't
like
be, yeah.
Frankenstein is. You know, Frankenstein's a sympathetic character. Creature from
Right.
the Black Lagoon is a sympathetic character, but Dracula's not. So that's why I could never get through that movie.
You never liked the one with what's that leathery dude?
Leatherface.
No.
George Schneider?
George,
he played George. Yes.
George,
Hamilton.
George Hamilton.
Oh, Love
Yeah.
at First Sight.
Yeah.
Jill St. John.
Dude, with Jim Carrey and what's
Yeah.
her face?
Oh,
Faye
that was
Dunaway.
with the
I know,
chick
what's that
with
called?
teeth between her teeth.
Yeah, Faye Dunaway, right? Wasn't that her
No,
name?
it wasn't Faye Dunaway.
Oh, Lauren something. Lauren.
Yes.
Yes, but still good stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the
here.
former model.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
George Hamilton is Dracula, that fucking smooth, like you could see him sucking blood on the Love Boat, you know, that kind of sweet shit.
Once bitten. That's it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
once
Jack
bitten.
Palance. That's the one I was talking about. Dan Curtis made one with Jack Palance in the 70s. And that's the first time I ever saw Dracula as this feral, powerful creature. You know, Palance is a big
Right.
guy. He's like 6'3", something like that. And he was taking dudes and throwing them out windows and downstairs and stuff. And like snarling and shit. You know, I'd never seen that before.
He was
Even though-
Captain
think
Marvel
about-
and the shit out of him.
Just think
What's that,
about
Billy?
what'd you say, Bill?
I said he was Captain Marvel and marveling the shit out of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, when you think of horror, though, going back to the sort of it mixes well. You know, the whole Guns N' Roses, sex and violence. You know, there's something about the intensities. I think that you know, there. You know what I'm saying? Like really good, sexy stuff, especially for when you're a younger man, makes you feel like almost out of control, and
Mhm.
violence and terror, I think, are the same way. So
Yeah.
why not stir them up?
I think it's also primal things, you know, getting scared is almost like a a sexual reaction too, like an orgasm in some ways, because
Scaregasm.
you have chills and you have these,
Horrorgasm.
a horgasm.
Horgasm.
Orgasm. There it
Horrorgasm.
is. It's a horror gasm.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely a.
That's right. Lauren Hutton. That was her name.
Lauren
That's it.
right.
Yeah.
Well
Lauren-
done.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Looked it up.
Yes. And then there's Blackula, of course.
I love Blackula.
Yeah.
I love Blackula.
William Marshall is so great. He takes that B movie and he elevates it with that Shakespearean presence and voice of his. He's so great. I like when the pimps, are trying to hit him up for money and stuff, or I guess they're drug addicts, and he starts chastising him about, well, that they're the real vampires, destroying the people, the brothers and all that kind of stuff. And he starts to turn and he gets all the hair on.
Yeah.
He's like this, and the dude's like, "Hey man, what's going on?"
Yeah.
And then he just proceeds to fuck them all up. I love that movie.
Yeah,
The
I've seen that
second
in a
one's
long
great
time.
too. Scream, Blackula, Scream.
That one I have not seen.
Yeah,
I've
I've
not seen that one.
No.
Oh, you didn't see the sequel?
No.
No.
Oh, it's good.
Didn't even know there was a sequel. I thought it would have been, More Blood Part 2 or something like that.
So who's got some images for me?
I got some. Well, sorry, Andy.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, whatever you got.
I got some. So I'm wondering which way I should go. We had talked about these, Graham, today, but I'll go with the first one. That's just blatant. Hang on. Talking about mixing the sex and horror for this particular scene. It's on my desktop. Give me a second. Make it go big. The image is small. That pisses me off.
Damn it.
When you get it, and it's just the image is small.
Blow it up. Hit command.
Yeah, we might not be able to tell,
But yeah, you should be able to see it. But here we go. Let's present entire screen. Here it is. All right. This one from 1979's Nosferatu with Isabella Gianni, the ageless Isabella Gianni. Oh, wrong one it picked. Oh, well.
Nope, that's the wrong. Oh, I mean, that
Who
works.
cares? This is the movie that I was talking to Graham. This is the movie that when I saw as a kid with the greatest creature design of all time.
Yeah.
And one of the hottest Hollywood actresses of the 40s, 50s, with what's it? What? Oh, geez,
Julie Adams.
Julie Adams.
Yeah.
She had the eyebrows, which I still love to this day. I love eyebrows.
Yeah.
But this is the film.
She's got
when
those
I saw
Jennifer
this-
Connelly eyebrows.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when I saw this, I'm like, that's what I want. I want that costume and I want that girl. I want both these things.
Did you ever get the Ben Cooper Black
Creature Mask?
Lagoon?
I never saw that one. I would have loved that costume. But I adore this film. It's one of my favorite films of all time. Again, the creature design, the whole concept of it. And again, she was just so striking in this film. Again, with her long hair. She's like an 80s girl, with her, like I said, with her eyebrows, they weren't plucked or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
And just what a great film. How they had the gills moving and when he was on land breathing. And I think this turned many this was at the right time for the All American Boy, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that's it.
I love a lot of the stuff you said. I love the costume. I love the design. I love Julie Adams. I like Richard Carlson and Richard Denning, even though Denning's character's a dick.
Yeah, he's a dickhead. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got his comeuppance, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
With his spear gun and all.
Yeah, he did. And
Oh,
I
hi,
love
baby.
the sequence in the cave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's great. The sequence in the cave.
Mhm.
But by and large, as a story, I find it boring.
Yeah, I think it was something, it's a B film,
Yeah.
but it's, I don't think when they wrote that script, that what's her name, Polly or something, the woman who designed that costume. I don't know.
Millicent Patrick.
Yes, excellent. I don't think that they had any idea that she was going to, and the rest of the creature creators were going to come up with something like this.
Right.
You know, I think it totally surpassed all their expectations, and they did what they could because you know the script's already done, its casting's done. But I love that film. And then I have another one. If I can share another one.
Well, let me ask you this, Billy.
Okay.
Of the 3 creature films, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Return of the Creature, and The Creature Walks Among Us, of the 2 that were sequels, which one do you like best?
Well, I got to tell you, I think The Creature Walks Among Us is one of the worst films of all time. I think it's an abomination. I get angry every time I actually think about it.
Wow.
I did love the Return of the Creature from the Black Lagoon, especially when he grabs that kid and he throws him against the tree, and it hits on a wire. But also the scene where he lifts the car and he pushes the car over the hill and it comes down and the camera shakes. I don't know if that was meant on purpose or the camera was just too close to where the car landed. But what a great scene. And again, you know, all 3 films did make the creature very sympathetic. Showing us that we were the monsters taking this poor character, you know, this poor creature, this poor animal, this being, you know, taking it from its home, you know, very King Kong like and very
I loved Creature Walks Among Us.
Really?
Yes,
I've never seen it.
I think that what I don't like about Return of the Creature is for some reason they redesigned the mask. It's got those Google eyes that look stupid. John Agar is just, you know, he doesn't bring the testosterone needed into that episode.
I never knew there were sequels. I thought there was just the one.
Oh no, there's 2 sequels.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then and the girl that's in The Creature Walks Among Us is smoking hot, even for the day. You know, she looks like, you know, her legs and stuff. She looks like she could be an actress today.
Speaking of lovely ladies, Shelly Lepresti's in our chat. She's heading home, and Aaron's driving her home.
Oh, hey, Shelly.
You guys some love.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope everything worked out.
Yeah.
Just know that I'm trying to keep this as clean as possible, Shelly. Trying to keep these guys in line.
I know you guys are a bunch of potty mouth sons of bitches.
Aren't they, Dan?
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah, Shelly likes the sex and horror, though.
Yeah, notice how she popped in there.
Shelly in a while.
Well, I got to be honest. I went to the gym once with Aaron, and I saw him in the locker room, and I was horrified.
Oh,
so she might.
She says, "Keep it clean. We're watching in the car. Got my Botox for headaches, and my chauffeur is bringing us back home." Oh, look who's driving, Miss Daisy.
Ooh.
Graham. You're right. I mean, looking at this doll.
Aaron says she wasn't that hot.
It.
She said,
"Look at that. That's stupid."
What are you sharing? What are you looking at here?
Look at those legs.
Look at her. She's got perfect legs because your legs are.
What creature is that above her? What is that?
That's the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, no, it's not. Why is he wearing a hip hop?
Why is he wearing clothes?
Yeah, why is he wearing a hip hop suit?
His body was burned, and it caused him to revert to a human form. Like his gills closed up, and he developed lungs. So now he's like this man creature, but he's like super strong. Like he pushes over this brick pillar that's on this wall, and it's like real bricks, and this guy pushes it over.
I don't think I'd ever want to watch that. It just sounds dumb. Now I'm gonna
watch it. It's dumb, but the chick's hot.
Yeah, she is hot.
Again, look at like Elizabeth Montgomery legs. That perfect, like the bump up here. So great, like that's aces, kid.
Yeah.
Aces.
Me like.
Yeah.
I only have Creature from the Black Lagoon. I didn't even know there were. You know, that first one I found dull, other than the girl. And you know the design of the monster. No knock on one of your favorite movies, Billy.
Whoa!
Wow,
the monster's great.
Yeah.
Well, the monster is awesome, and the girl is awesome, and a lot of the iconography is awesome. But it was really like as far as a pacing in a movie to keep you engaged and all that.
I'm completely with you, Dan. That's my biggest beef. And
I don't believe what I'm hearing here.
I would have loved this better in Technicolor too, because it really benefited. And I've said
they do a color,
didn't they? Show that it was they had the choice. They had a budget, and the budget was do do it in 3D, which was really hot at the time, or do it in Technicolor, and they chose 3D.
Didn't they
And
do a color version of the creature eventually, like release one or no?
mm-mm.
Oh,
No.
how am I thinking of? I
Shelly's
thought
a
they did.
pisser. Shelly says not as hot as Julie Adams.
That's the truth. I'm
Aaron.
gonna agree.
Yeah. Well, when Aaron met Shelly, she had that Julie Adams hair and those 80s eyebrows. Look at you, Aaron, you little scamp.
They both had hair.
Nice giving the compliment to the wife.
That's
I
right.
got another I can share. Evelyn Anchors.
There we go.
She wasn't
Oh.
as good looking as this shot made her.
Well, you can't
Boy,
tell.
you're just
She's
keeping
upside
it
down,
all in
man.
the family, aren't you, Billy?
Yeah, man. Those are my two favorite monsters. Are the Wolfman and the creature from the Black
Careful,
Lagoon.
baby.
But you know who she was married to, right?
She was to John Agar, right?
No, she was married to Richard Denning from The
No,
Creature.
Shut. Get out of here.
Yeah. She was married to
Live
Richard
and
Denning.
learn.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, what a sexy shot. You know, it's for the poster that I guess an artist would then paint it up and stuff. But
Yeah,
hey,
that
Great
is
cover.
sexy.
great cover
Look,
idea.
look at the Wolfman. He ain't biting
Oh,
her neck.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, he ain't. Yeah, I don't know. I got.
He's
I
not
got a
even
bunch of-
anywhere near the neck.
Hang on. I'm sorry. Let me grab that again. I apologize.
Yeah,
Buddy. Yeah. What's that? What's he looking at there?
yeah. Hey, Cheney.
Brad the Boom? What's it? What's my
What
boy
up with
looking at
that?
here, Wolfie?
How do you know? What do you know? You know.
You know. Oh, you know.
Oh yeah, I was just looking up other stuff. You know, like the
Yeah.
idea of there's a whole convention in New York. I've never been to one. I remember Buddy Scalera when he was over at Wizard used to tell me about it. It's called Chillers.
Yeah.
Billy,
Yeah.
you've probably been there.
Never been to
Uh,
Chiller. I know
nah,
that. I've
but-
never been to it, but it's
But the
Jersey.
thing that's
I
crazy
think
is
it's
like
in Jersey.
yeah, you think about horror and sexy stuff. I brought up Elvira, of course, but remember Linnea Quigley? They call her
Oh, yeah.
the scream queen. 'cause she-
Return
Yes.
of the Zombie.
yeah,
No,
and-
Return of the Living Dead. Return of
yeah,
the
and
Living
she had the like the horror workout and
Oh, the blonde girl, right?
yes,
Dead. Yeah, the
yes.
one who gets totally naked and is
Yeah.
walking around the cemetery.
Or there's Brink Stevens, who's Dave.
Oh,
Stevens.
yeah.
Brink was cute. Yeah.
Yeah, she was great. But yeah, it's weird. Like now, it's like bringing back all these memories, like as a kid, because the '80s were all about sex and horror. I mean, I know.
Oh, absolutely. By the 80s,
As you said, Graham. Yeah, Graham, you were saying that like it was cultivated really early on, even in the novels, and then even in the '30s with King Kong, which was quite the scene. But yeah, what I just kind of remember the pinnacle of it. And perhaps it's just the halcyon days of youth, but the '80s, man, like there always seemed to be frontal nudity in all of the horror movies. It's like you could count on it, It's like you're going to see a slasher film, but you were also knowing you're getting some extra.
and there's
Oh, yeah.
always going to be topless too.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought
can
you
I
meant
share
full frontal,
something? Something that
No, I have my daughters. I don't want her to hear me say.
Graham.
Yeah, try to keep the mouth on that one clean for as long as you can.
I am. I try. It's hard.
Yes, Billy.
I'm going to share something. Some news today, and it's quite apropos for this.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think
Terry
we all
Garr.
do.
Yeah.
You gonna bring up Terry Garr, dude?
Yeah, I found a nice image of it. Roll in the hay. Just the image of it. Oh, here it is. Yeah,
Back.
I can share this. Yeah, we lost Terry Garr today.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't realize she
79.
was 79 years old. Man.
Yeah. Poor thing
Yeah.
had MS.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah. She'd been suffering for that since like the early 2000s. And
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, she was great.
Yep. R.I.P.
Yep.
Star Trek connection there.
really.
What
Oh,
Star
yeah.
Trek connection?
Yeah, she was in Assignment Earth.
Come on.
Yeah. She played Gary Seven's secretary. It was supposed to be a spin-off show that Roddenberry was going to try and spin off, called I guess it was going to be I guess it was going to call it Gary Seven, It's about this guy who's from Earth, and he went to another planet and learned all kinds of shit, and he comes back to Earth, and he's got to stop a sabotage of the space program, and the Enterprise is back in time to deal with the same thing, and that's how they get connected and you get introduced to these characters and stuff like that. But Terry Garr was one of her early roles, played his secretary. He's kind of a ditzy secretary.
What year was that?
67 or 68.
Wow.
Not sure
Was that
when
the landing party? Did you guys cover that? Or
No, it's second season episode, and we just starting the second season tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah, we finished the first season, all 29 episodes. And
wow. Nice.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Incredible. Is Ron on that show all the time?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while he has to bail for various reasons.
Did he tell his Shatner story on your show?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Bro, I heard it this weekend. So that's why I wanted to keep it kind of mum, because god damn, man.
Oh yeah. Everybody who watches The Landing Party knows the Shatner story.
I heard it this weekend,
I
and
thought Dan knew it. So yeah.
No,
you thought
I
you heard it
didn't.
this
No, because
weekend.
my Shatner was John Byrne, you know, and like I got chewed up a little, but not like that.
So
Not
Ron
like
was
that.
at the convention this past weekend?
No.
No.
We were just we I forget who was telling the story, but we were just talking, and they go, "Oh, you think you got burned? Did you hear about Ron Garney?" And hold on a second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Glenn Jacobs, the wrestler known as Kane, was at the show,
Okay.
and I got to meet him in the green room and stuff, and he was just asking how it went, and I was like, it was fine. He was nice, nice guy, kind of quiet. He seemed kind of tired and stuff, so I didn't just keep yakking and stuff. You kind of, you get a read for the room, and
This is
I
Kane.
think Dennis was standing next to me and said something like, unlike Ron's Shatner story. And Dan was like, what's that?
Oh,
That's why.
okay.
That's how it happened. That's right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we told him. So
you're sitting on the couch?
yeah.
Are you kneeling before me?
Now you're kneeling.
Now you're kneeling. Who are you? So
Who is this person?
Yeah,
who
yeah.
is this?
Oh, right. You're like
Like,
this,
like
right?
he's not even in the room and he's standing right there. Who is
I
this
know.
person?
Who is this?
Yeah.
So
So funny.
yeah, no, Glenn was a cool guy. I wanted to meet him because I drew a wrestling book about 12 years ago, and he was in it. So he signed a page that he was on and stuff. So
That's cool.
Oh, cool.
yeah, nice guy.
That's right. That's exactly how it happened. That's exactly how the story happened, because it was like,
You got
that's
anything
Ron
for us,
Garney
Andy?
too.
No, I'm not good at thinking of stuff like that. Like, no, not really.
I got some stuff.
I can
Well,
think of horror movies. Like I searched through some Halloween stuff I was thinking of, but they're all topless.
Just
And I'm like, well, I
type
can't
in-
show any of these.
Type in sexy vampires or something like that, yeah.
Now, what about comics?
Yes.
Right? Those creepies, those eerie's.
Mm-hmm.
They
Oh,
were
yeah.
very the art.
yeah.
I mean, it was real. That they had a perfect synergy, right? Of sex and horror, like
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
Hollywood film.
Look at
Love
that. Look at that great painting.
Oh yeah.
That Frazetta one that this is similar to. Just the interiors too, such great, and the women were beautiful, right? The monsters were great.
Who's the artist on this cover?
That is
Sanjay.
San Julian.
San Julian, is that how you say his name?
I've never heard of them.
You've never heard of
man,
Never heard.
look him
Oh,
up.
he's the one who did the Vampirella
Oh my
one.
God, we could do a whole episode on him.
Guys,
Yeah.
we should, because I would like to be educated. My favorite part of this, yes, the girl is great and everything, but that red cape amidst all of that is
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, as far as drawing your eye to a cover,
Yeah.
you know, it's really good.
Yeah.
And then you follow it up right to her legs, and then
Yeah.
the rest is history.
I mean,
And
this
kind
is
of look
almost
where all the
sexy
red's
as,
coming from.
Wraith of God. Wait till you see
Oh,
what
yeah.
Aaron's got in store. Look at
I
that.
love Wraith
face.
God.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
Terrifying,
Dude, what? He looks angry though. Like yeah, he just looks terrifying. I guess that's the thing.
Yeah,
I know. Sorry, Citizen Ronan. San Julian.
I
Write it
know,
down.
dude. I've got a. I
Oh.
think I got a book back there with his
I
art.
probably is it a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I probably know all them. Did he do the one with Vampirilla reaching out like this and
Yes.
there's like bats and
That's his
stuff?
painting. Isn't
Okay.
it? It's not Gonzalez, it's his painting.
I know.
Is it
I
him?
know.
I
I
believe
probably
it's
know
him.
the work and like the work, but just didn't put a name to it.
I
Google
think
San Julian
it's the
Vampirella.
Gonzalez drawing. I think there's a history behind that poster, and I think it's Gonzalez drew it because he would do those pencil drawings that were just beautiful black and white. And I think maybe San Julian painted over it.
Oh, all right. Well, it's something good to
I know there's a story behind it.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, he's not there. Maybe it's Gonzalez. I'm doing his name and Vampirella.
I didn't think
it's
it was
not
him that
showing
did
up.
that.
Who? Gonzalez?
No, I didn't think it was San Julian that did that
Oh,
painting.
someone
I
told
mean,
me.
it's always been credited to Pepe Gonzalez, but I
Jose.
think, huh?
Jose Gonzalez.
Yeah, but he's known as Pepe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This whole time I thought it was Pee-Pee.
Oh,
Wait a second. Is it
There it is.
Moebius or Mobius?
It's Mobius.
you guys are dicks.
See, that's
But that's
But
holy crap.
that's San Julian right here.
No, it's
No,
Gonzalez.
I don't
It's
think so.
Gonzalez. Yeah.
Okay, then what's the one that I'm thinking of?
I don't. All right, let me
Look
see.
at that. That's beautiful.
Right?
That's
How
fantastic.
proud
Well,
would
here
you
you go.
be?
Here's yet another one: horror and sex. Right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's the thing, dude. Like, we as men are very we think, and we have to pray and against these sort of temptations. But like, if that came towards me, I'd be terrified, but I'd stay. You know what I mean? I wouldn't run. I don't know. It's like they really get you with this stuff.
They do. It's the women. It's the pheromones. They're like
Yeah.
ferror. Like, how do you say horror, but ferra? Something frightening pheromones. You can't hold. You can't deny it, Dan Fragaboom. You trapped.
It is. It's a trap. It's like,
Aaron.
I think about that sometime, the sirens, like when the sirens of the sea, don't listen to their music. Don't look funny. Crash against the rocks.
No,
You know?
here's the San Julian one.
I didn't think he was still alive, but he is. He got an
Oh, right,
Instagram.
right. Really?
Yeah, I'm looking right at it.
Hold
Shit.
on.
I'm gonna look it up.
I guess I didn't share that, did I?
No.
Okay, hold on.
I wonder if it's the one I just found. Let's see.
Damn, Spanish.
What?
Okay.
What?
Oh.
Oh.
That poster is the 1972 Comic Art Convention poster that Gonzalez had done. For 1973, they had Russell Myers do Broomhilda in the same pose with her character,
Oh,
Oh,
God.
dude.
her vulture character. I was just screwing with you guys.
Good
I love
stuff.
Well, I
Muddy
did find
music.
one by him. If you want to share the screen.
Aaron Lopresti's here,
There it is.
by the way. I think he's in the back.
All right, let's bring in
Ooh.
the man who drove Miss Daisy.
Oh, yeah, he says, I'm here. I'm here.
There he is.
Yes, Lopez.
I made it.
Hey,
Aaron's going to
Shelley.
show us. Aaron's going to show us
Hey,
attractive
Shelley.
women from horror
Hi.
movies that
Hi,
have
Shelley.
long, flowy dresses.
Hey,
Hello.
Miss
Hey, Shelley.
Daisy's here. Okay.
Just dropped off Miss Daisy, ready for some action. What's the topic?
Grace
Love
of God.
making and terror.
Action,
Action.
bedroom action in horror films.
Did you guys ever see a movie called the Velvet Vampire?
Nope.
Yeah.
No, that sounds
Freak.
amazing.
Can you
Dude, it
share
was,
it? Can you find it?
no,
Oh,
it was
the
on. It
Velvet
was on.
Vampire.
It was on American Movie Classics one night, and I go, "What the heck is this?" And it
What year?
not exactly your typical vampire movie, if you know what I'm saying.
It sounds very gay.
No, it wasn't gay, but there was a lot of loving going on. If you know what I'm saying.
Did you
What
turn
year
it
did
off,
it come
Aaron?
out?
It was 70s for sure, like early 70s.
Did you change the channel?
Well, I watched it long enough so I said, "There's no way in the world I'm ever going to figure out what's going on in this movie." So then I changed it. Yeah,
Okay.
Well, what do you think of this artwork? Do you like it?
that's yeah, I do. Who
It's
drew that?
okay. That doesn't.
San Julian.
Yeah, that one
San
doesn't do
Julian?
it for me.
The face isn't one of his better faces on her, but the figure works outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like I said, I didn't know he was still alive. So
Yeah, this looks like it's like a newer work. So it's like when you see these masters that just keep going, it's great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the flesh tone and everything on it is incredible. I mean, the work is just it's amazing. I know that dude's got to be old, got to be in his 80s, right?
there you go.
can I share a look at this? It's when you're done with that, it's Gonzalez's
There it is. There's the Velvet Vampire.
There it is.
Velvet Vamp. Oh, do tell.
Hey,
Aaron.
Wow.
I'm writing that one down for next
71.
year's 31 days.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's-
1971, huh?
Look at so the chick with the black hat, she's like this vampire, right? And lives in the desert or something. And then this dude and his girlfriend like come and stay at her place. I don't know because I came in late, so I had no idea what was going on, but she would watch them while they were sleeping. It was just the weirdest thing. And then the guy, being a guy in the 70s, he was like dreaming about having sex with this chick with the black hat. And then he would like he was
Oh, is that it right there?
Whoa.
Yeah.
yeah, there was some stuff going on. Yeah, there you
Wow,
go.
man.
All
Man,
right.
you came with the big guns, buddy.
Wow. Well, and we're glad you made it, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying that it's pretty
Aaron
70s.
says it's the best vampire movie he's ever seen. Better than Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I would rather watch Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. At least it made sense.
Graham, look at that. That's
Oh, yeah.
Gonzalez.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
Jose Gonzalez.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Look at that.
I used to
Dude,
have an
and
original
that
page.
face again, like you can, like even though you know she's gonna bite you, you're not afraid of that.
Yeah. I love Vampy's hair too. It had
Yeah.
that 60s tease up the back
Yeah.
and the bangs. Oh man.
I had an original Vampirella page by Gonzalez, and I had to sell it during one of the lean years.
Wow.
Mm.
That
Oh,
sucks.
yeah, I had a really nice big close up of her face. It was just beautiful.
Oh,
I'd love to
that
have a page
stinks.
of his.
Fit this
Yeah.
all in. I can't. But
Hit command minus.
Command minus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the PC. If I was on my Mac, I could. So is it
Hmm.
Control minus on a PC for PC?
Could be
guys?
control
Could
or
be.
option. Yep, there it is.
What
That did it.
did it?
It went a little bit. Keep doing it.
Oh, Control minus. Hang on. Oh, wait, one more.
Oh,
Oh. Looking at this drawing, I did not think I'd see shrinkage, but apparently so. So
Mm.
oh,
Hey, look at the signature. I think he signed it Pepe.
Mm.
Yeah, you used to do
now,
that.
now I got to zoom in.
Yeah.
Look at
Just-
that face. His
Yeah.
faces were so good.
oh my God! The way he does eyes,
Uh-huh.
and eyelashes, and stuff,
Yep.
so sultry.
Mhm.
Look at that. They ripped Vampirella's eyes out.
Terrible. And yet,
Look at that. Oh.
look at that one. Oh, that is
Yeah.
so good.
All right, hang on. Control plus.
Control plus. Oh yeah.
Are you doing
Look
that
at
hands
Billy.
free, Billy?
Hang on. I went too far. I couldn't control myself. Look at that. Holy cow.
Yeah, so good.
Look, go back up to the one before this, because this is all in pencil. I love his pen line.
Yeah.
You know,
Got
he had
an old
really
Simonson
unique,
Topi.
interesting.
Yeah,
Look at that hair.
Mhm.
And he
I
doesn't
gotta-
put any kind of muscular rendering on the ladies. It's very simple line work, you know.
Yeah, he has
Oh,
he has
yeah.
like those real short like lines and stuff.
What is this from?
Vampirella?
Vampirella. Some of the
Just an
Warren
issue of Vampirella?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the
yeah. But
Warren
there's
issues.
there's a trade
Warren.
paperback. I think Dynamite put out Vampirella work by him. That's all black and white.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what you need to get.
Now,
Ooh,
this
then
is the
that's a
controversial one that they say that San Julian originally painted this, and then Gonzalez redid a repaint of it or something. It's just like So I
See,
never
we
know-
were wondering. We were
Yeah,
talking about
curious
that before you
about it.
got here.
Yeah, I knew there was a story. I wasn't sure if San Julian painted over Gonzalez's pencil drawing or
there's something I can't remember, but both of them worked on it. And I don't know if there's two separate pieces and Gonzalez did a version over, but I think San Julian was the first one who do it.
yeah.
But I don't know if I think Gonzalez painted over San Julian, but I don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. But I know they both worked on that image, which is bizarre.
Yeah. It doesn't look like San Julian's painting, though.
No, and it doesn't look like a
Yeah.
San Julian face either.
No,
No,
it does not.
that
Yeah.
looks like Gonzalez's face.
But that's why I think if you look, I think you'll find a San Julian version, and I think there are two separate versions. But again, I'm not 100%. I used to know this, but I can't remember.
Hmm.
But that was the wall poster, right? That they did.
Yep. I had that damn poster.
I'll bet you did.
I sure did.
They loved it in fabric school.
Yeah, you know, Aaron.
Hey, don't get him shit just because it was laminated.
Oh, not when he first bought it, it wasn't.
Oh,
Look at these pencil drawings, man.
Yeah.
I know.
Look at that shit.
with the baby polar bear.
I know. I was like, that's a
I'm not sure I
baby
get
polar
that,
bear.
but-
Yeah, he should have made the eyes bigger because he used a real like
I know.
you know, a polar bear that's 4.5 feet at the shoulder.
She's the 25-foot woman next to the polar bear.
This is though weird right here.
Yeah.
This right. You
Yes.
would not expect him to do that.
Yeah. Well, unless Vampy has tape.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
doing underboob tape.
That's right.
Then again, maybe he's like, I don't care.
Maybe
But
it's
there's
the
a lot
blood
of
of her
horror
victim.
stuff. Look at this, even for a lesbian girl with the short hair.
That's nice.
Mhm.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Wow.
Bogey.
All right, now I'm
Look,
getting
look
mad.
at, look at the texture in his coat. Like you could see that it has like a
Wool.
cloth texture.
yeah.
It's definitely a wool, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
It's
It's
Like a
definitely
wool.
wool.
It's not.
Hey, that's how you know we're talking to somebody that has a degree from fabric school.
Yes.
Right.
Nobody else here on this panel would have said that's wool.
But now
We
that you
would have been
see
like,
it,
what is that,
you can't not see it,
polyester?
right?
I think it's a rayon polyester blend. Actually, if you
Right.
look on the right hand side, you can see.
That's actually his tie with a houndstooth pattern to it.
See, that's whatever movie that is. I won't watch it. You know why? Because I have this theory, and it goes towards Humphrey Bogart and Abbott and Costello. All right, so
boy, here we
if
go.
there's a
I know
Humphrey,
exactly what film this is, so I can
if Humphrey Bogart is wearing a bow tie, don't watch it.
Really?
If
Doesn't he wear one in
if Bud
Casablanca?
Abbott has a mustache, don't watch it.
That's
Well,
true.
This is from Sabrina with Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah,
This is when
Okay.
he's playing the older brother, Linus. Linus, I think. Linus, his name was.
Doesn't he
Yeah.
have a
Definitely
tie in
Sabrina.
Casablanca though?
not
No,
a bow
this
tie.
he's going to be
Okay.
dead within 2 years of this. He's already got the cancer. You could see he's all fucked up.
What do you really think?
But this was before Cane Mutiny, wasn't it?
Cane Mutiny is before Sabrina.
Was it?
Yeah, isn't Cane Mutiny like 52 or something?
No, it's later than that. I
Isn't
thought it was
Cane
54.
Mutiny- hang on.
All right,
I
you
have
look
no
up Cane
idea.
Mutiny. I'll
I'm gonna look
Cane
it up.
Mutiny.
Mutiny.
Yeah, Cane Mutiny was in the. Well, no, wait a minute. That might have been
54.
40.
54. So Sabrina
I said 54.
is probably 55 or 56.
That's right. You did. Give Graham credit. He said it.
54. Graham Nolan. Now wait a minute. Sabrina's 1954. Who the hell is Sabrina Carpenter? Holy shit!
I don't know, but that came up too for me.
Yeah,
How is that?
that's
Whoa.
that's the new sensation.
Is
you
the new
know.
It Girl?
Yeah, she's got #1 song Espresso.
Oh.
It says her
Yeah.
hit song Espresso.
Yeah,
Man,
she just did Saturday Night Live like a couple weeks ago too,
damn.
Oh,
and she's 5 feet tall.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, wow.
Tabletop,
That's
right?
it.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Amy Smith, right?
Oh, the
Dan sure knows
horror.
a lot about this chick.
I have kids.
Anyway, so okay, that's that. He's great.
I have kids that are of the age that know, like, I wouldn't know who Chapel Roan or, any of these people are if it wasn't for having the kids of that age,
Yeah, that's true.
And it's really sad that, I'll say stuff like, do you know da 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 da? I don't know who that is. And you're like, what the fuck?
Sahara's a great movie.
Sahara's a great movie.
Yeah. So what came out first, Rick? 1662. Was Sabrina released first, or was the Caine Mutiny?
Yeah. Well, somebody go to IMDb and check that
it'll
out.
tell you the release date.
You need
Because
to know.
we're talking 2 films. Does that make me bi-curious, Aaron?
No,
All
there were
right.
other things that made you that.
Yeah, it says Pepe is a cross-dresser.
Yeah, that's not what does it.
That's
Billy.
the least of your problems, Billy.
The cat's out of the bag.
I have to admit,
Bi-curious.
I have to admit, I was not paying attention, Billy, because I've been seeking out the correct information on that Vampirella poster, and I have it.
Let's hear it.
All right. According to Enrique, okay, remember that dude? He was another one of those Brazilian guys.
Oh, right.
So he says,
Enrique.
He says, Warren wanted Pepe, Jose, to paint the image of Vampy since Pepe was at the time known as the Vampirella artist. The only problem was that while Pepe was a master with pencil and colored pencil, he felt very out of his element with oil painting. So Pepe, Jose Gonzalez, did a beautiful drawing of the poster image, but alas, could not execute it as a full-blown oil painting. So being that he and Enrique worked out of the same studio at the time, it was decided that Enrique would create the oil painting. And that to keep the matter from becoming overblown or a hassle for many, Pepe would sign Enrique's finished painting and the painting would be delivered to Warren without a second thought. There was some justification at the time that indeed Pepe could and should sign it because while Enrique painted the finished poster image, Pepe did design the figure and complete it in pencil form. Enrique followed Pepe's drawing extremely closely, and while the painting is all Enrique's oils, it certainly does have a Pepe Gonzalez feel to it. There you go.
Wow.
All right.
That's
going to be a holy grail piece out there.
So
someone's got to own that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody's got to own that.
Speaking of that, did you guys see that Rob Liefeld posted the first appearance of Deadpool?
Yeah.
I think it's at Heritage Auction. It was like at $128,000.
It's gonna go for more than that.
Well, it just started today.
Right.
What was it? The guy
Art of Roy is wondering if Enrique is Enrique San Julian.
Oh, maybe he is.
it's just he went by Enrique, so Enric. That's all he went by.
How do you spell it? E-N?
RIC.
Oh,
sounds
okay.
Like Enric.
Like Eric.
Yeah, Enric or
So it
Enrique.
isn't Enrique. I was wrong there.
It's
Okay.
it's Enrique Torres Pratt is the guy's. So it's Torres dash Pratt.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Art of Roy. Who says you can't learn anything on the bros?
That's
I know
right.
we're here to educate
Exactly.
the
That's
masses.
right.
A
This is
wealth
like
of
it started
information.
off as a down and dirty, sexy stream, and now we end up educating.
Mhm.
Oh, the
Yeah.
art became painted by.
By the fabulous Brazilian painter Enrique.
But it's great we're talking comics, too, not just films and looking at, hot chicks like Sharon Tate in that vampire movie. The
the Fearless Vampire Killers.
Yeah.
Well, bring it up.
Bring it up.
That movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I watched it when the vampire came through the ceiling. With the
Yeah, and took that girl out of the bath. She was in the
That's
that
Sharon
bath or
Tate,
whatever.
right? Isn't it? I'll try to. What's it called, guys?
The
Fearless Vampire
Killers. Directed by
Her boyfriend.
Roman
Yeah.
Polanski.
Roman Polanski.
Polanski. Yeah, but he actually
Oh.
was one of the. He was in the movie too.
Yeah.
Yes.
He plays like the goofy sidekick to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go silent because I'm gonna try to run this scene and see if this looks like the scene. So I'm
Did
trying
anybody
to.
bring up any of these Hammer vampire films with Ingrid Pitt and the gang?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
feel free.
I just did.
This isn't my wheelhouse, so
I'm
I'd
not
kind of
prepared for. I didn't because I just literally walked in the door, but
Aaron, did you know that Terry Garr passed away?
I did hear that. We were listening to you guys on
Oh,
as we were driving back from the doctor. So
Well,
that's
then-
very sad. I love Terry Garr.
Yep.
yeah,
God
she was
bless.
great.
And she was great in Mr. Mom. Do you remember that movie
Mhm.
with?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
Yep.
Yes, that was a great movie.
Michael
Mhm.
Keaton. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Graham, if I could share the screen real quick, I took the sound off, but just look at how adorable Sharon Tate was.
That's not Sharon Tate.
No, but watch it. Watch her here. Watch. Look at that. Oh,
Yo.
Oh,
look at. Oh, jeez. All right,
And Alfie
Mm.
Bass. Oh, that guy was a riot.
Alfie back.
I don't even know who that is. I'm just being.
God, you could have fooled us.
Yeah, there's the
That's
vampire.
the scene when it scared me as a kid.
Yeah.
Here you go, Aaron. You missed this.
Yeah, that wasn't the Vampire Lovers. That was God, what was the name of that one?
Lust for a Vampire.
Yeah, Lust for a Vampire. That's right.
It's
Hammer
one
had
of the
to,
3 of the trilogy.
Is she cut in half or is she just sitting down?
No, she's been feeding.
Yeah, she's down on her knees, I think.
That's a good broad.
That chick, man, I never even knew her name, but I used to see these pictures from that movie in monster magazines, and I was
Mhm.
like, damn.
Yeah.
Chia. Yeah.
Yeah, they got the Hammer films got a little saucy there in the mid to late 60s. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All of them had some nudity in it. So
Yeah, well, once the Vampire Lovers came out, then it was like, bam.
yep. Like hot lesbian vampire movies.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they were making there for a while.
Yeah, I got another image that's I don't know. It's blatantly sexualized or sexual. What would it be? And but I have a commentary on this. If we can,
All right.
It
Go
didn't
to
share. Hang on, where the hell did it
Okay.
go? What is up with these friggin' PCs, man?
I
I
wouldn't know. I'd never buy one.
Spice.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, well, this is
I've
from
been a Mac
the
man
great
forever.
doctor. Yeah, me too. But the okay.
Oh,
Klaus
Yeah, he's
Kinski-
grabbing Isabella Johnny's boob when he's biting.
Yeah,
her.
dude, he's
Look
a
at
soul.
that.
You just know that he's just a prick, Klaus Kinski, that he just wants a cop a feel on this shit.
Yep.
director's like, stay in the scene, stay in the scene.
Yeah, and he's just got his hand on it, which is very ample boob, I guess. By the way, if you look the way he's cupping it, but
It's a nice rise. Yes.
yes,
Um,
what a prick.
That is it's very rare that you have most people consider the original Nosferatu like a 4-star classic, right?
Right.
Well, that remake from 1979 by Werner Herzog is also a 4-star classic. So it's very rarely you get a remake that's as good as the original.
See, I didn't like it.
You didn't like it though, but it's
No.
critically acclaimed. It's pretty much considered a 4-star classic across the board, which I always find kind of interesting.
A little pretentious and
Yeah,
slow.
I thought it was pretentious, and his portrayal of he doesn't look terrifying there. He looks like he's sad. Like, gosh, I hope I don't get caught holding her boob. You know.
I don't know. I thought he was really kind of creepy in that.
Yeah, I thought, yeah.
But it was more disturbing than entertaining. You know?
Yes.
And now, did you guys see Shadow of the Vampire with Willem Dafoe as
Yep.
No,
Yeah, that too.
Oh yeah,
you
I
hated
enjoyed
that
that.
too?
I
hated
enjoyed
that
that.
too,
I
yeah.
loved it all the way to the ending. I thought it was terrible, but up to the ending, like that scene where Willem Dafoe and John Malkovich are like in his little dungeon area and they're arguing, and Malkovich realizes that he's not and no longer in control, and that Nosferatu, I thought that was a great scene when he kind of turned the tables on him and realized that the vampire was calling the shots and he wasn't. Why didn't you like it, Graham? I'm curious.
Just for that, just the concept of it, that the vampire was real and he wasn't an actor, and I thought Willem Dafoe looked good. He looked better than Klaus Kinski, but I just didn't like the concept and the execution of it. I thought there wasn't any real horror or terror to it.
Yeah, it was funny thoh.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like kind of a black comedy, don't you think?
Yeah, but I didn't think it was a good one.
Oh, okay. I
I
liked every.
love the original Nosferatu. I mean, there's
Yes.
some things just don't really need to be remade if you're
No,
gonna.
I agree. I
gonna
love
try
the
and go off
silent.
the beaten path.
The original Silent is the best. I agree. But in Shadow of the Vampire, I was with that movie all the way to the end. If you remember, Malkovich was on the bed and he was kind of drugged up, and he tells his crew that he's a real vampire, and everybody buys it. Like, oh, well, that makes, instead of questioning it, which everybody like, come on, man, this guy's high. They just go, oh my gosh, he really is a vampire. What should we do? And I thought that was a little too simplistic, but I did like the kind of novelty of the film up to the ending, which I thought was a little ridiculous. But
I'm not a huge John Malkovich fan either. I mean, there's something odd about that guy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're talking about Hollywood actors, right? So it's like, show me one that isn't.
Yeah, you know what about the original Nosferatu 2 is I'm going to try to stop it and catch it. It's in the public domain and it's silent if I can share it.
Yeah.
Just every aspect of that film I find just brilliant and just riveting and terrifying all at the same time.
Yeah. It's a combination of the expressionistic way it was shot, the design of the makeup on Nosferatu, even the way he moves. He doesn't move like a human. The long fingers and that and that funky European hat he wears is freaky enough. I mean, maybe it was the rage back then, but it just looks like really freaky now.
Yeah. Well, what about this part? What about this scene right here? The cat and I assume it's Max Schreck because he looks just like him.
Yeah, the carriage driver.
Right?
Yeah, it's Nosferatu. Yeah.
So watch how creepy it's coming up in seconds. Here he's walking. Sorry, he's coming. I don't think he gets struck with this.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
So there's no sound. Plus, it is.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's got a nice little Robin Hood hat on.
Oh my God! Look at that. Are you kidding me?
Is he out during the day?
No, they're shooting day for night. They're shooting day for night.
Oh.
I like the spin around.
I know. It's like a little rat.
Get that carriage moving, man. We can't wait 30 minutes for him to get up that hill.
It's like the Dukes of Hazzard.
I know. Carriage driver around.
Well, you know what's interesting? There's two. I'm sure there's more than just these two, but the two that stick out to me, this and Phantom of the Opera, are two really, really good silent films that are totally fine as silent films. You're not sitting there going,
favorites.
Yeah.
Is this just the early? This is just the scenes of that. It's just that particular scene.
Look at how the horses have like cloaks on them, like they're scary too.
Yeah. Like
vampire horses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me. I'll put that back up if you don't mind. I just noticed that. Yeah.
Trembling Colors was saying that depending on the score that's being played during the movie, some are good and some are not. Yeah. And you gotta take the comment down, Graham. It's been up.
Oh yeah, Art of Roy.
It's like a blinker. I've done that.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Yeah, that's when you know you're old, Graham, is when you leave your blinker on.
Yeah.
Aaron, did you like any of the creepy and eerie black and white comics? Did you ever collect those?
Oh yeah, I still do. I usually just hunted down the Wrightson stories in them, but then I read all the other ones that were in there as well, and they were just top-notch art and so many really good Bruce Jones stories, who was just a terrific writer, I thought, especially for that type of stuff. But the artwork was fantastic. Finally. I remember there was this great story, and I can't remember who it was. One of the South American dudes illustrated it. I can't remember which one, but this guy is like this nerd, and this hot chick like is trying to seduce him and get him to come over to her house, right? And everybody's like all jealous in the office. Why is she picking on him? And and so she finally talks him into it, and he starts heading over to her house. And then it projects forward what would happen. And he gets to her house, and she's got all these cats and stuff. And she's kind of like this, it's not really a vampire, but something like this. But she's going to kill him to keep herself young, and goes through this whole thing. But he ends up getting hit by the car as he's crossing the street. So he never makes it to her house. But they show kind of the way they put it was really cool, that you know, it was like it moved forward into what would have happened. You don't really know that's what's going on until you cut to the end of the story where he finally decides, okay, you know, I'm going to go. And then he steps into the street and gets plowed like Edith Keeler. So, and they say, and he was, you know, even though this is a tragic ending for so-and-so, it's much better than the fate he would have suffered had he, you know, made it to her house.
That's cool.
I don't know. It depends how hot she was. It might have been worth it.
No, she was, you know, she was like, you know how these guys drew women. She was hot. And there was always a lot of twisted Christmas ones in there, like Santa with an axe or something.
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing that they mix with horror is the Christmas. You see a lot of Christmas horror stuff, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and things like that. And I wonder again, that's almost like a juxtaposition of things, right?
Yeah.
But so is sex in horror in its own way, you know. But like Christmas is supposed to be a time of joy, but there's also the dark, depressing side of Christmas, and those Christmas horror movies really feed on that.
I'm not a huge fan of Christmas horror movies. I don't like that contrast of a joyous day, you know, being kind of corrupted by the Halloween aspects. That's not my thing. I know a lot of people like them, but I mean, there's a couple that are good, but not many.
Some people like a black licorice, you know, like
right.
I like
and candy corn.
Yeah, I don't candy corn. It's a texture.
Anybody
thing,
really like candy corn?
Yeah, we
not me.
I've seen a poll, and you know, that Star Wars girl loves it. By the way,
Anna loves candy corn.
Really?
Anna loves candy corn.
I'll have to find out about that tomorrow.
Wow,
yeah,
absolutely.
no, you don't. I told you, man. You mean you want to see if it's confirmed? I'm telling you, she loves that.
Well, I want an explanation for it. That's what's always funny, to pin her down to get her to explain why she, you know, some of her opinions. We have a pretty good time on the.
Well, you can't really take a lot of the opinion. I don't know. She likes the taste of dirt. You know,
she likes what?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, ask her about it. She used to eat dirt.
Wouldn't that depend on where you're getting the dirt?
You know what? We had a whole episode about that. But yeah, I'm with you, Graham. The first time I've ever experienced like a horror / Christmas movie was Gremlins. You know, and it wasn't really that the Gremlins were scary. It's just when what's her face, the you know, the girl
Phoebe
from
Cates.
Yes, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Phoebe.
All I'm seeing is a red bikini in a pool, and you know.
Yeah, well, that
you
was
know what I
a
see.
movie, I think.
I know, but also how she talks about how, like, you know, they couldn't find her dad.
Oh, that was the weirdest thing in that movie.
That like, yeah, it's like, oh, you know.
I'm not a fan of Gremlins. I dislike that movie. I mean, I love Joe Dante. I just did Piranha, and I've done Matinee and The Burbs. Love his stuff. But that movie just, I mean, I can't just, Hoyt Axton, really?
Gremlins reminds me, like, it's almost like the Goonies with animals. It's just loud.
Yeah.
Remember how loud that movie was? It's just
I hate the Goonies. Every
hate the
in
Goonies.
that movie yells.
I'm there. I can't stand the freaking Goonies.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't like
dude,
Gremlins.
it's like you're babysitting a bunch of bratty kids for 2 hours and paying for the privilege.
And they scream every line.
Yo,
Yes.
listen, guys.
Oh, thank God I'm not alone.
I was their age when Goonies came out, so that felt like going out with my buddies. That was I love that movie.
Oh,
My son-in-law loves that movie, and he's I think close to your age, Dan, probably a little younger.
Probably.
But he wanted us to watch it, and he wanted us to watch it with him, so we put it on, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand this thing. And he was really, really upset.
The horror.
What year did that come out? What year did that come out? 80?
Yeah, around 85.
Yeah, so I was like 20 or 21 when I went and saw it, and I was like, I was wanting to kill anybody close to me. I was so irritated by these
Okay,
kids.
you know what?
Remember
That's how I felt
and the
about-
kid says, "Oh shit," and everyone. So that's funny because the kid says
Yeah.
shit. It's like, why? This movie's
Yeah.
just loud. It was
No,
fucking
guys.
loud.
Oh,
And
actually, I
when
did
kids
like.
don't behave like kids, it drives me nuts. You know.
What's the one where they're on the railroad tracks? The
Stand by Me.
Oh, Stand by
that
Me.
I like that one.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I love
Stand
that
by
movie.
Me is great.
Oh,
Yeah.
they find the dead body or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was based on the.
Foodies
Yeah,
is like
chubby
watching-
Jerry O'Connell.
I think the
Yeah.
best kids were the Little Rascals. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Little Rascals.
who didn't want to make the shit that they had? Remember the one with the rich kid and he's got the go-kart, and then the kids make the go-kart, and then and they got to do that race down the big hill in Los Angeles.
And he's punching people in the face.
Yeah.
The
They got
boxing glove.
they got the bell on the thing, and then the back end is swerving around like a fire truck.
My favorite one was the one where they meet Frankenstein. No, I'm kidding.
Nah.
What?
Little Rascals meet Frankenstein.
Aaron, have you
Wait a
ever
minute, Aaron.
seen
Don't tell us
Abbott
you
and
don't
Costello
like
meet
the Little
Frankenstein,
Rascals.
though?
No, I do. I do like the Little Rascals.
Okay.
I used to watch them all the time.
All right.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
that
some
was
of them you
good.
can't even talk about, but how great they are, though.
God, just the fact they were doing reruns of that when I was growing up in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, did you really watch? Did you really see Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein? And if so, what about don't you like?
I just thought it was completely I went with my daughter last year at Halloween because they were actually playing it at this local theater. And I mean, I remember seeing it when I was a kid and thought it was great, but I went and I just felt the jokes were like stretched out too long to the point where it was like, haha, that's kind of funny. Then it's like, okay, now it's annoying. Okay, now it's stupid. Stop. And then I thought a lot of the jokes didn't hit. There were a few funny moments in it where I laughed out loud, like 2 or 3, but that was it. And I thought,
Don't you own a copy now?
yeah, thanks to Graham. I also got a jar of pickled,
Have you opened it yet?
actually pretty good. I said, I have not watched the video that Graham sent me because I told my daughter, I said, you got to watch this with me. She goes, I'm never watching that stupid movie again. So I have yet to watch it. I am halfway through The Creature Walks Among Us, though, because I haven't seen it in so long. And Graham was, and I know, Billy, you said you hated it, but Graham was saying how much he loved it. And I was like, I'm going to have to watch this now and see what I think. And it's
I have not seen this film in 40 years, so I might have to revisit
but
it
here's
too.
the thing, and I agree with Graham on this. On all the creature movies, I know you guys already talked about this, but there is way too much dead air in all of those movies.
Yes. Yes.
And it's like, man, but maybe they only had 30 minutes worth of actually story, so they had to stretch it out. I don't know, but there is like the
Lots of
underwater
swimming,
sequences are
lots
just
of
like, can we speed this up, please?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Speed.
What was wrong with the underwater swimming?
Well,
Well,
nothing was,
like in Return of the Creature, there must have been 10 minutes of the guy with the unconscious creature walking him through the pool, trying to keep the water in his gills. It's
Yep.
like, oh my
Oh,
God, we get it.
geez.
He's a fish. Yeah, you know.
yeah.
But it just went on and on and on, and nothing is happening. There's not even some interesting dialogue that's happening to
Well, and the
juxtapose
scene
it
where,
against it.
right. And the scene where in Creature Walks Among Us, where they go to get the creature who now lives in Florida, apparently, and no longer in the Amazon, which I was like, well, I guess he jumped in the water at the end of Creature 2, right? So maybe he's in Florida now. But so they're the two guys, and then the one hot chick that Graham loves, and her husband, is like, don't go in the water, and she's like, I'm going anyway. And I thought, they're going to hunt for the creature and you're going to let your wife just jump in and like it's a party or something. It was the dumbest thing. But anyway, but then they're just swimming forever. And then finally the creature shows up and you get to see a couple bits of him kind of hiding in the shallows. And then she like starts losing her mind because she's like too deep or something. And it's like, can we get out of this scene today, please? I mean, oh my gosh, it was so long and boring.
Well,
So anyway.
certain films you talked about should not be remade. So, what do you guys think? The Creature from the Black Lagoon, should that be remade?
Yes.
I'd like to see it. Yeah.
I want that one. I want it in color.
And I want a cool creature suit that's kind of reminiscent of the old one, but maybe
Right.
with a little bit more
updated
jazz.
a little bit, but you still look at it and go, "That's the creature."
Yep.
Right.
You know,
right.
just
I saw a design for And there's been lots of startups for the Creature movie that have just crashed. But I saw one design where it's like it's too much fish. Like he looks like a trout.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got to Google that.
I mean,
see if I can find it.
Well, I have
Trout
something I
man.
think we can all agree on is
Oh,
Graham, if you mind sharing my screen. One of the greatest films of all time, and
Yes.
a favorite of the bros, and when Aaron Lopresti.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Terror of Tiny Town.
With the saloon scene.
yeah.
Now these are actually midgets, not dwarfs, right?
These are midgets. Again, this is before HGH.
God, little people. Jeez, I'm
No,
sensitive.
these are midgets. These are
Well, yeah, but midgets don't exist anymore, do they?
not in the United States. They do not, or Europe.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yep, that's how you don't see midgets. Midgets are perfect.
Let's go way up.
Isn't it weird that they even have a midget voice?
Look at this guy.
Yeah, so see, this guy right here is not. He is not a dwarf.
What is
No,
it?
I don't
no,
think
none
he's
of them are.
dwarves in this film. I think they're all midgets, Graham.
They're all midgets in this film. Yeah, there aren't dwarfs in this film.
Same thing with Gone with the Wind. Imagine being a dwarf and you couldn't even get work as a little person in the 30s, 40s, and 50s because you were not perfectly proportioned.
Hmm.
Okay, sorry. Let's save that
my
for
goodness.
Christmas time. Oh,
That's good stuff. So what was the topic again today? Sex and horror, or
Yes,
Yeah.
sex and horror.
well, I've already contributed to Velvet Vampire, so I don't know what else.
how about a little Wraith of God?
Uh,
Sex and horror.
there's no sex.
There's
in
no
it.
sex in that. An
No.
ankle doesn't count.
No,
You
there's-
gotta at least have, what's her name? Jut Stensgaard.
no, it's totally clean. I'm trying to think if there was. I don't know that every once in a while you'd go see a monster movie and you'd get a little more than you thought you were getting when you went to see it, especially in the 70s when they're pretty lax on those PG ratings.
Oh yeah.
I went and saw a movie called Slithus, and it was terrible, but it was some radioactive fish monster thing. And this young couple were making out on a boat, and that was docked, and the creature came out and killed the dude, and then took a swipe at the girl and just ripped her shirt open. So for a PG movie, you got 5 seconds of slow motion boob or something. And I remember
How about Roger Corman's Humanoids from the Deep?
cannibalistic
Yes,
humanoid. You mean? Wait a minute.
No,
Are you doing-
Humanoids from the Deep.
Okay, human. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
That's the
seen
one
it.
where those fish people come up and they start banging the chicks.
Yeah.
There's this guy and this girl on a beach in a tent, and they're going at it. And then one of the humanoids comes up, and he kills the guy, and then he rapes her. And then the big zinger at the end, of course, is that she's pregnant.
Oh, has the fish
But
baby.
pregnant with 1,000 babies.
Oh, gross.
And so, can you pull up a Slithus so I can see what a Slithus looks like? Because
Oh,
I've never.
let me see if I can find it. It's so bad.
It's a tough
But
one to spell because it's got a lot of eyes in it.
The movie poster. Oh my gosh! Here's a close up of it. This'll. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second now. Yeah. Okay. God. Man. Okay.
Does it say what year?
It was 77,
Okay.
and it kind of partially it was ripped off. Part of the the plot was ripped off from Jaws, and there you go,
Oh
Graham.
my lord.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, that looks like
Yeah, Slithus, baby. There he
a
is.
Muppet.
Yeah, it was not good.
Oh God.
No.
Yeah, that looks bad.
And the ending was so this guy, the hero or whatever, who's hunting down Slithus, he gets this young black Jamaican captain who's kind of like Quint, and they're like hunting this radioactive thing. And the movie ends with the guy, they're in a boat or something, and they think they've killed it. And the Jamaican guy may have got killed. I can't remember. But so the main guy is still alive, and he's in the boat, and he's kind of, how doing that Friday the 13th thing where he's kind of resting in the boat thinking, oh yeah, I got it. And then the creature comes up and grabs him, and it freeze frames on him just going, ah! And that's the end of the movie. And I was like, what a freaking, I was so mad. I was like, whatever I was, 13 or 14 when I saw it. I was like, I wanted to write the studio and complain about the ending of the movie because it was so disappointing.
Wow. Look at the eye. They didn't even try to disguise the actor's eye.
Yeah.
I know, it's terrible. Look at that.
You know what? It just occurred to me is that remember I said like in the Wizard of Oz that there are no dwarves, they're all midgets, right?
Right.
And then in the film
You're right.
Over the Rainbow, they're all dwarves. So they had to wait 50 years.
Oh wow.
To appear in a Wizard of Oz film, because remember, like, if you look at the original Wizard of Oz, they're all midgets.
Yeah.
Munchkins. And then there were no midgets really, except for maybe some of the older ones that were still, some of them were in it, but the majority of them were dwarves.
What about the lollipop kids?
We represent the Lollipop Guild.
Guild, yes.
Oh, Guild.
The Guild, the Lollipop Guild.
Well, the Terror of Tiny Town was 1938, so it's just 1 year before Wizard of Oz. So I'm sure that they had a pretty good couple of years of work in there, right?
Yeah, I was going to say they probably
they all went over there.
They probably that was their boom year. Those like couple 3 years there where they're just getting.
Do you think there was a hierarchy there? Like you got all these actors in this Western and Terror in Tiny Town. They're in the commissary and they're drinking up and eating and stuff. And then one of the dwarf guys comes in from one of those things. So, hey, get out of here, shorty.
Yeah.
I got you by a half inch. Walk away.
They said they were banging and stuff on the movie on they were drunk or something in one of the documentaries of Wizard of Oz, that they were out of control. They were like,
oh really? Oh wait, it's the Wizard on the Wizard of Oz. The
fuck they called again?
Midgets.
No, in the movie, the Munchkins.
Oh, Munchkins.
They're all.
Well, didn't they do a movie with Chevy Chase and Carrie Fisher?
Yeah, Over the Rainbow.
Over the Rainbow, yeah, that kind of got into their kind of wild behavior a little bit.
What?
Yeah, that's the movie I'm talking about. That's the movie that they had. The majority of the cast were dwarves this time, even though dwarves were not allowed in the original Wizard of Oz.
I've never heard.
They were
of
not allowed, or they just weren't hired.
They weren't hired. I'm not saying they weren't allowed.
See, there's that hierarchy.
There's the hierarchy.
You're not allowed. Get off! I said you.
Under the Rainbow. Angry Gamer says Under the Rainbow. Okay, that makes more sense actually.
Under the Rainbow.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed on the new Snow White, so they went with the diverse cast of regular sized people. Then they got crap for that, so now they're CGI generated dwarves.
Yeah,
and come out.
Those look so good.
No, that's in March. It's gonna.
That
suck.
movie's gonna tank so bad.
Oh my gosh.
You can smell the stink from here.
Yep.
When you have the wicked godmother is better looking than Snow White, you got a problem.
I know.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Well, she's just insecure.
Plus,
I think
Snow White's
Wicked-
got a big mouth. She's out there, talking about how, racist the country is and how,
Right. Yes, of course. Of course it is.
Well, they said something about changing the song that Snow White sings around the dwarfs, living area, whatever, about cleaning and all that. I guess in the movie, she's more about telling each one what they have to do, because in the cartoon, she was doing it and stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And there's something about like Prince Charming doesn't kiss her. Or I don't know. She doesn't need a Prince Charming because she's Snow White is now an emancipated woman, and
well, she's freeloading off the dwarfs and making them do all the work.
Right.
Yeah, that makes that modern woman for you, right?
Yeah.
You pay all the bills and do all the work. Sure.
So Wicked, I think that new Wicked movie is going to tank too. Chris Giuliano said it, but every time I see a a preview for it. I'm just like, I just think this is going to tank. I think it's going to tank. So,
Well, Cats did so well, so who knows?
oh God,
Oh yeah,
Creepy fucking
Oh,
that
weird.
was creepy.
that was
Speaking of
so.
creepy, what do you and Nosferatu? What do you think about Robert Eggers' Nosferatu movie coming out? They
It
haven't
looks
shown
good.
too much.
No, but it looks good what they've shown, I think.
Yeah,
No, I think it does
like
too.
sets
But
and everything. I think that's up in the castle.
I mean, I'm sure that, I mean, the guy's done really good work and stuff, but it does not appeal to me at all. It feels, just from the trailer I saw,
Mhm.
it's like there's some pretty graphic sexual, and I don't, what
I
I
haven't seen
don't
that
like.
trailer.
Yeah, I didn't see that trailer either. Let's
Oh,
find
the
well,
newest. I think it's the newest one he's talking about. 'Cause I think there's 2 out now.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
where it
this is
looks
the
like
newest one.
Jonathan Harker's bride is taking it from the vampire, if you know what I'm saying. And there's just
Oh, like
there's just
showing her the whole 50 states.
yeah, I guess. And but this whole idea that this bugs me because one thing I can't stand is infidelity. I really hate it. And because I do have very, very high opinion of marriage. And I with her, and I don't saying that her and Jonathan Harker are married, but her like longing for the vampire and oh, he's better in bed than you and all this kind of crap. And I'm just like,
Wait, that's in the trailer?
yes.
Yeah, but wouldn't she
I
be
don't think
like
I've
under
seen
his
that trailer. I
spell?
don't remember that.
Huh?
Wouldn't she be under his spell at that point? You know,
I
like
don't care. I don't want, I don't want no chick telling me about some bald vampire with pointy ears that she'd rather have than me. It's like, you're out of here.
dude, you are that bald vampire with pointy ears.
I know. Look at you. You're pale. Not that I can talk. But
it doesn't look anything. I don't know. It's too, I don't know, too something. Doesn't really appeal to me.
Well,
Speaking of which, have you seen that, the last voyage of the Demeter yet, Graham?
No,
I have not. It was streaming for a period of time. I started watching it and I got distracted and had to move on to something else. And when I came back to it, it was off the streaming network. So I haven't rented it to finish it. I hadn't even seen The Creature yet, so I didn't get that far.
Oh, the vampire in that is fantastic. Even if the rest of the movie's crap, I like the vampire. I kind of liked it. And I understand why it, didn't do well. And I wouldn't say it's a great movie, but it has, I enjoyed it. Just,
Give me
I
a
thought
Star Trek score on it, Aaron.
well, okay. To me, it's like John Carter. I give John Carter pretty high grades, and I know most people don't. So I'm kind of like this. I would say I gave it a 7.5. Other people might go less. It has a little bit of wokeism, but it's not so obvious that it's detracting. And there are some stupid things that the guys on the ship do that you'd think, why didn't they just do this? But
exactly. I mean, and I'm right there with you when I
you
saw
saw
it
it,
last
Andy,
year.
didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I think I probably gave it somewhere around a 7, maybe a 7.5. I don't remember.
But the vampire,
I didn't hate it.
Is awesome.
The vampire is freaking fantastic.
Yes.
But like you said, there's just stuff obviously there's daytime scenes, and during the day, you're just like, what are you goofballs doing?
Yeah, I know. Why aren't you taking care of this problem during the day? It just
You're on
keeps
the
getting
boat.
to the next
You
night.
know it's on the boat with you. It's daytime.
Throw it in the ocean.
Exactly.
Yeah, dump every coffin into the ocean. That's it.
Just
Well, let them fucking walk to England or wherever.
This is one of those things where movies where they make stupid mistakes that could easily be fixed. It just drives me nuts. It's not like this complex plot problem they couldn't solve. They have a crane on the ship, right, that loaded all these boxes and crates, right? They could have just hooked that thing up once they found and the girl knew what to look for. So they could have found his coffin and they could have dumped him overboard during the day. Now, if they had like the crane, have him sabotage the crane or something so it doesn't work, now you got a problem. How do you get all the way back into the hole and dig it out and pull it? Now you got a problem. But they didn't even deal with it. It was like there was no daytime in the entire movie. But other than that.
And in the end, it's sad because Was it an after credit scene? I can't remember, but
No, it would to set up the sequel.
yeah, which won't
wasn't-
happen.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Well, the sequel is called Dracula because this was just
Yes,
a chapter from
that's
from the
true.
book.
But they did a scene after to set it up, and you're just like, well, that's too bad. That's never
Yeah.
going to happen.
Mm.
yeah. Because I picked it. I picked it that the black guy because I knew that
Yeah.
they wouldn't kill a black guy in modern movies, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't.
Oh no.
You know, they wouldn't do that.
Even
I
there,
figured,
there wouldn't have been one on the boat in the first place,
right, but
That's true.
let alone that one that was a doctor.
right, but it was fine. The way they handled it, I was fine with it. It didn't really
Yeah.
bother me, but it was like I knew he was going to basically become Van Helsing, and that's kind of spoiler, but that's kind of what happened. But we're never going to get to see it because there's no sequel, right? So,
Right.
Yeah.
but it is just the vampire himself, the creature itself is worth seeing the movie.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there you go.
Mm. Wow.
Dun Ringo goes, it's woke trash. Yeah, like I said, it was woke-ish, but it wasn't so obvious that it was.
No, I didn't think it was over the top. I mean, you could definitely pick the areas out, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was like slap in the face over the top every
Right.
scene or
It
anything.
didn't ruin the film.
No.
You just sort of accepted it and then went on,
Okay, just so that I have a baseline, Aaron, you're giving this a 7.5, but you made it a comparison to John Carter. So, what would be your score for John Carter?
I love that movie. I just wish they had a different lead, a more charismatic lead actor. But I thought the movie was clever. I like everything about it, except I just think the guy was charismatic enough, but he was okay. Because he's not better, I'm giving it an 8.5.
8. Wow.
I would have given it a 9 if Hugh Jackman had been John Carter.
Wow. See,
I
I'd
love
have given that movie a 4.
See, I loved it, but see, you can't trust me on certain things.
Yeah,
I'd have
I
to
didn't
I'd have to
understand
watch
that.
it again. I don't remember it well enough, but I think
I
I'd
don't
probably go
remember
around
it
a 6
all.
on it.
What
So,
didn't you like about it, Graham?
Well, the character of John Carter was ineffectual through the entire movie up until the very last sequence where they go back and he finds out that he's not dead. But here's this character that's supposed to be this badass, and the first time we meet him, he's a fuck up, and then he fucks up everything else he does, and his only thing he can do is jump. According to this movie, he's not a skilled fighter in any way. He just seems like a goofball in the whole damn movie, and he gets away and survives things half the time by just dumb luck.
I didn't see him as being that doofus. I just felt that I felt he had no charisma to carry that heroic lead was my biggest problem with it. I mean, I do understand what you're saying. I don't know if he was so much a screw up as he was a kind of a rebellious guy looking to avoid any sense of responsibility, which was not exactly who John Carter was, but they tried to play it up like, he checked out when his family died. Right. And, but I mean, I can see
Carter in the books was a nobleman. He was
right.
a Southern gentleman, but a mighty warrior for the South and stuff. And yet when we first meet him, he's kind of like a treasure hunter who's all scruffy and gets his ass kicked by a couple of Union soldiers. I think they're Union soldiers, or were the Southern guys trying to get him back? I forget now. But anyway, he goes to make an escape and then gets knocked out, and he starts again and he gets knocked out again, and it's just like Keystone Cops type shit,
Well, that was the scene where the Union Army had recaptured him and wanted him to come back, and he wouldn't do it, and they kept throwing him in the brig, and then he'd escape. They'd throw him. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So that's our first impression of this character.
Yeah.
And if you haven't read the books, it's like watching a Tarzan movie, so you haven't read Burroughs' Tarzan, you don't know anything about this character.
I think that's probably Billy's. He
Billy's
turned off his
rocking out,
camera, but
baby.
not the mic.
Well, you may be right, but my problem with me on some things that I really, really like, genres or whatever, I bring all that stuff with me. So even if it's not in the film, I think it's in the film because I already know it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so maybe I didn't critically look at that film like I should have, but I'm sticking with my 8.5. I loved it. Just because
Best
they
name
made
I
it
can
John
think
Carter.
of points out that in the original book he gets attacked by Indians. Yeah, and he's wounded and he's in that cave, but he fought mightily and but they're not going to show that. They're not a Disney movie. They're not going to show this white guy killing all these Indians. And what a badass he is, but that's the problem,
Yep.
Oh, if only they did it that way and they released it on Columbus Day.
I guarantee you, though, if Hugh Jackman had got the lead, which was originally who they were going to use way back when they first started putting this film together, that movie would have been a hit.
I didn't know that. I didn't know Hugh Jackman was supposed to be originally.
You look at all the design work, the early design work that who's that Star Wars guy?
Chiang?
Design artist.
Dennis Chiang, or is it?
He's got a book called Shadow Line.
Oh, Ian McCaig.
Yeah, McCaig. If you look at all the early work McCaig did on it, it's all Hugh Jackman.
Oh.
And he would have been great, but he was too old, or they thought he was too old at the time they made the movie. So they would have made
old. Wait, that movie came out.
Wolverine.
Well, not only that, but John Carter came out what year? 2000 what?
15 maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think even if it was 2015, I can't see why they would have thought Hugh Jackman.
Well, because he was in his 40s, and I think they were thinking series of movies and all that kind of
2012.
stuff.
He wasn't in his 40s in 2012.
Yeah.
Because he's Hugh Jackman, I think, is what, 55, 56 now?
Okay.
So
he's 56.
Yeah, so he's a year older than me. So in 2012, he was
34.
30.
Yeah, it was 12 years ago. So if he's
it was 12 years. Yeah, my math. So he was 44. So
okay.
My guess is that they wanted somebody younger because they were going to do a series of films, of course, which never happened, but he would have been great.
He still could have done it because he ages. Look at him. He ages.
Yeah, he keeps himself in shape and
he could have done it for a one-off, but I think they were thinking, well, what are we going to do? When we're on John Carter 3 and he's 50 some years old.
Now look what happened.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they got their wish. It's a one-off.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Never to be seen again.
Yeah. I think the other problem with John Carter is everything in it had already been mined before by Lucas and other people. We'd seen that arena fight in this first Star Wars or second Star Wars movie. So much of John Carter has been seen and done before it ever got to the screen on its own. So now it just looks derivative.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. For the average fan, of course, the marketing and the title really killed it as well. There was everything that could possibly go wrong with that movie. The budget was way too ridiculous on that film. There's no reason to spend $250 million on that movie.
Right.
That's just ridiculous.
And that's in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look what that guy did with Godzilla. Godzilla -1 or -0.
15, right? 15 million?
15 million.
Yeah. 15 million.
And I understand that John Carter's that whole premise, you're going to have a lot of CGI, but there's tons of CGI. Look at Avengers, and those, they didn't spend that much even on those movies, did they? Maybe they did.
Well, like Endgame, the last one, I'm sure was probably around 3, I would imagine.
Yeah. And a lot of that's salary.
Yeah, that's true.
That's going out to Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. But I just think it was, they had too much excess in that movie that, if they could have done that movie for 150 and had a good marketing campaign, it probably would have done okay. But
they also should have sexed it up more and made Dejathoris look hot.
Naked, like she's supposed to be.
Yeah. Or at least, with the bikini look,
Right.
I don't know. She was pretty good looking in the movie anyway.
Yeah, but she was all covered up half the time.
Look at Graham.
Yeah,
gosh darn it.
In the book, what do you think Slave Leia was? That was Dejathoris,
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
There's the very same outfits and stuff that they used to put on her in the paintings and everything. And that's what people who've read the books want to see. They want to see
Right.
Dejah Thoris look authentic and make her irresistible to John Carter, you know?
Yeah, she was kind of a tough chick in the movie, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
butchy,
Oh, yeah.
butchy. Bitchy and butchy.
Well, I wouldn't say she was butchy, but
She
she
was
was
butch. She was
she was
butchy.
bitchy.
She was red.
Well, yeah.
She's the kind of woman that's going to get a man killed because, you know, she's
'Cause she
always
runs
trying
her
to say,
mouth.
well, I'm going to fight this guy. And now you're getting in the warrior's way, and he's going to end up getting killed because he's trying to defend you at the same time and fight this guy who
Exactly.
knows you can't beat.
Wasn't she in one of the Wolverine movies?
Oh, was she? I never saw her in anything.
Yeah. I
No,
don't
no, no.
think-
She was in one of the X-Men movies. She had some relationship with Wolverine and ended up getting killed.
Oh,
No.
Yes.
Get out of here. All right. Now I gotta look.
Yes. I'm
Get on
telling
it,
you.
Andy.
You guys
I'm
help
on
me
it.
out in the chat. She was in either one of the X-Men movies or one of the Wolverine movies. She was in Wolverine Origins. There you go. Thank you. Best name I can think
Hugh
of.
Jack-
Lynn Collins.
Yeah. I think Hugh Jackman and Minnie Driver should have played that role.
Mini Driver.
I was
Whatever
thinking-
happened to her?
I was thinking Kathy Bates.
No, no.
Oh, a young, hot Kathy Bates.
There was no such thing.
I know. She never was young.
Yeah.
She never was on.
Unlike that Angela Lansbury, she was.
Oh,
quite
now
the
see, when
looker
she
back
was
in the
young,
day.
she was quite the looker.
Yeah.
Johnny
Yeah,
Rando
Angela
says you see.
Lansbury was pretty when she was young.
Yep.
Johnny Rando says you just watched Life Force for the hot naked space vampire chick.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
space chick.
She played Silver Fox in
Kayla Silver
Wolverine
Fox
Origins.
All right.
got killed. See, they could have had a reunion. Her and Hugh Jackman
That's right.
back
I'm just
together
trying to
again.
The freaking Silver Fox. I've never even heard of that character.
You guys believe
I
it's
never
old?
read X-Men comics, so I
I didn't either.
Oh. You know what? That's what makes this show so wonderful. Is that you know? Because you guys go into all the DC and all that Charlton knowledge, and if Art
Yeah.
was here, you know, all the stone tablets and things. That's cool. I was a Marvel kid, man. Like,
I liked Marvel too. I just wasn't into the X-Men. And the funny thing is, I got to work with Christopher. What's his name? Who used to write the X-Men? What's his name? Claremont. Yeah, I got to work on a bunch of X books with him, and you know, it was like I wasn't intimidated one bit when the script came in because I didn't know the characters and didn't care.
I guess
But-
that's kind of cool in a way.
That's when I
Yeah,
took over
but-
Wonder Woman. I had no idea who any of the characters were.
But here's the rub: it was some of the best pencil work I ever did for Marvel.
There you go. See, X-Men brought out the best in you.
Yeah, it
There
really
you go.
did. Because you know, I just looked at the reference of who these characters were, and I knew basically, you know, like who's the guy with the forked tail who bamps.
Nightcrawler.
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 Yeah, I knew what he looked like and what he did, and some of the other characters I had, you know, some tertiary knowledge of.
Graham's like, who's this dipshit with this visor like he's a cyclops?
Yeah.
This moron, and what's he do?
Why is he always whining?
Yeah.
He's whining.
I wouldn't say it brought the best out of Graham Nolan. I think it might have brought the beast out of Graham.
Oh,
Mm.
Is that an X-Men reference?
yeah.
That's
Who's
a
the
character
beast? What? I don't know. You know, I guess I remember when I was reading comics in the 70s, they were running reprints in the X-Men title before the new
Yeah.
X-Men, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought X-Men was lame. I was like, why do I want to, you know, it just looks stupid. And then when the new X-Men came out, I didn't even pay any attention because I was
They looked
already
even
jaded.
lamer because none of their costumes matched.
Yeah, that's right. It was like, what is this, the Avengers or something?
I know. I laughed at that too, Dan. I'm like, so what? They look cool.
You know, that really does. It really does. Like, time and place affect everything. You know, when I talked to my friend Brian Murray about Star Wars, you know, he saw it when he was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, yeah, it was cool, but you know, Star Trek was cooler, and
Yeah. See,
you
that's
know,
me.
yeah, he's like, it was cool, and I'm like, bro, like I was 4 when I saw it, and that shit blew my mind. You know, so I think that's just what it boils down to, because my first X-Men wasn't even John Byrne's X-Men. I started buying X-Men on Silvestri's run.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, and I only went back like John. I didn't even know John Byrne from the X-Men. I knew him from the Hulk. I knew him from Superman, like the the late '80s stuff, 85 through you know.
You know where I
92.
first saw Byrne was on Iron Fist.
I think
See?
my first X-Men stuff was Paul Smith, and I backtracked it from there.
That'll do it. So yeah, I get it. I would imagine that if some reprint book was slobbing around, I wouldn't care about it either.
Who'd win in a fight, the Avengers or the X-Men?
X-Men.
The Avengers.
Uh,
Well,
With
who's
the
in the
X-Men?
Avengers? Is Thor in the Avengers?
Oh, that's
Yes.
true. Who's it? Yeah,
He's
who's in the
talking there-
lineup, right? Who's in
We'll
the
just
lineup?
say he's talking original team for both, so we don't confuse anybody.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Is Scarlet Witch part of the X-Men at this point, or is she part of the
No.
Avengers?
Neither.
No,
She's
if it's
problematic.
original and original versus original, like what's original? Hulk, Thor,
Iron Man,
Cap,
Cat.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Well, Cap wasn't in the first
And
Avengers. He
Hulk?
didn't show up till 4.
Well, issue 4, close
Yeah,
enough.
which I
Hulk,
have, by the way, slabbed
right.
him at 6'5".
But then X-Men, you're dealing with Professor X, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Iceman, Beast.
Angel.
okay, what about
Angel,
Well, the
yeah.
Fantastic Four fought
Yeah.
the X-Men in FF28, you know, and
yeah, who'd win that?
I
Well,
think the FF beat them, you know, because Mr.
They're
Fantastic was so smart, and the Thing was so powerful.
Yeah.
I think in the one, I wouldn't count Professor X as part of the fight.
What?
I wouldn't. I don't.
You don't
consider
think he
him
would
as
just?
He didn't get
Okay.
his
Well,
hands
then,
dirty.
if Professor X is part of the fight, then it's over. They would win.
That's all I'm saying.
So
you're
take
saying
him
Professor
out,
X-
Oh, okay.
You're saying
and if
Professor
it's the original team, I think the Avengers might take him.
I think you're right because
If you have
Wait a minute,
Thor,
what makes Professor X so special?
oh, dude,
you can get in your head, man.
he can get in
Yeah,
your
I
head
know,
and-
there's a
you
lot
just-
of like psychic
Yeah,
characters.
but
but
not.
he's-
But Professor X is like one of the most powerful before Jean Grey became Phoenix.
yeah, God level, like can make you perceive that
Right.
you're
even
a
Reed
maggot.
Richards. Even Reed Richards.
Reed would come up with some sort of blocking device to wear on his head so he wouldn't
That's right.
affect him.
Yes.
That's right.
And as Graham said, Professor X would not even bother to get his hands dirty. And you know what? He wouldn't get his feet dirty either. Hello.
That's
Oh,
right.
damn it.
Well, that's
He's
a damn
I knew that
rolling.
was coming, and that.
Hey,
That's messed
Graham,
up,
someone
man.
in the chat is asking what the episode is tomorrow on Landing Party, which I need to know too because I need to watch it tonight.
I have to look, but I believe it's Cat's Paw.
Okay. All right.
Didn't you
That's
say
what I'm
you're
watching
starting
tonight. If
season
it's
2?
not, you're in trouble, pal, because that's what I'm going to watch tonight is Cat's Paw.
Hey, Graham, if Ron can't
Well,
make
there's a thing called the internet, people.
Oh,
and if
you're in charge of the show. You're supposed to have that information.
I
You're
haven't done
supposed
my
to
homework.
send out the
yet.
spreadsheet a day early so he knows.
Graham, if Ron can't make a show, and if he lets you know ahead of time, let me know, and I'll watch the episode, and I'll come in and just disrupt everything. And I do love Star
Disrupt
Trek.
everything.
I do. I love Star Trek.
Billy Tucci, the disruptor.
Now, if you really want a disruptor, that would be this guy because I would watch it and it'd be the first time I've ever seen it.
And he goes, this stuff is crap. What do you guys
So then you'd get a real honest take.
A properly written Ben Grimm would turn Colossus into a metal pretzel, says Dune Ringil.
Absolutely.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, Colossus isn't in the original X-Men though.
No, but I think I think if you go by power levels, there's that one issue of was it Spider-Man where in the back of it they did like the lineup of the characters talking about their strength levels.
Right.
Mhm.
Aren't the Thing and Colossus on the same lineup?
I think you're right.
Oh, really?
But
I think so.
but I think Thing's heart's bigger though.
That's
he doesn't
right.
give up.
Well,
That's
you know,
what I
Aaron,
10 times that day.
well, Aaron, on your Sunday show, as I said, we were watching it driving back
Mhm.
from the con.
Yeah.
And as I was trying to keep Dennis on the road because he hated every one of your picks and only thought one deserved to be in the 8 that you did.
Well,
Oh,
you
wow.
know, each his own.
Ha! It is cat's paw.
When you brought up that Fantastic Four with the Thing first, the Hulk, which I love,
Yes.
you know, in all reality, it's not even a fight. The Hulk would
No.
just smash him to shit.
Well, he does eventually by the end of the issue.
Yeah, but it shouldn't take that long.
Well,
Leg Kick
come on,
says
now
the
the
Thing
Thing
is
gets his
stronger
ass
by
beat.
10 tons. The
Than
Thing is
Colossus?
stronger than Colossus.
By
Yeah,
10
Thing is
tons.
stronger.
How come Magneto never ripped Wolverine's
He did.
skeleton out of his body?
did.
He has.
He did.
He did? And he
Yeah.
lived?
Well, he has the healing factor, so it
Yeah,
took a
but what's
while.
healing? Like
Huh?
his flesh is just laying like he
Blood.
No,
lived.
because
A
he's
drop of
pulling
blood.
no, because his bones aren't adamantium, they're just covered in it. So he still has his bones when they yank all the adamantium.
Oh, is that when he came back with the skeleton with like the
Yes, the bone
his
claws.
claws were bone claws?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How'd they get the adamantium back into him?
I actually don't remember.
It was a Diddy party.
Yeah. He just woke up and he had the back in him.
Hey, yo, you want some adamantium?
You know, honestly, that's a really good question because Andy Kubert and Adam drew like it was in an issue of Wolverine and an issue of X-Men, and Adam drew Wolverine at the time, Andy drew X-Men at the time, and it was in those. But yeah, that's a really good question. I don't know how long. I'm sure somebody in the chat will tell us. I don't know how long they kept that gimmick around for. And yeah, I don't know how they got. I don't know. Come on, chat. You got to let us know. How do you get the adamantium back? So
Yeah, because there's just a period of comics where I just stopped. I stopped reading, you know. So
Yeah, we all kind of went through
yeah,
that.
I mean, I think the point that I stopped with Spider-Man was the Clone Saga. I was so offended by the fact that they're trying to say that every Spider-Man issue that I have read since I had my hands on Spider-Man wasn't Spider-Man.
Right.
yeah,
And that was so insulting, you know.
I think a lot of people felt that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I stopped. I stopped buying Spider-Man.
I stopped when I got married.
Oh yeah, what was that? 88?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Something like
think
that.
so.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Yeah.
It ruined the whole concept of Spider-Man for me.
Yeah, well, exactly. But you know, the Babylon 5 guy, Straczynski, I thought he did a good run with JR. Like what they did some interesting stuff that kind of got me intrigued again.
Yeah, I read some of those. The problem
Yeah.
with Spider-Man is like you know, so many people can't write the humor. You know,
Right.
they don't get, and the same thing with the Thing. It's like if you're not from New York, you don't get that New York humor that especially of that era, you know, the way that Stan would write the dialogue for those characters. He would use phrases and stuff that, you know, if you grew up in that area, you knew of, and you laughed your ass off because there's an attitude to it too. And now it sounds like, you know, bad comedy on, you know, MTV or something.
So he got his medal put back in, and Wolverine 100, they said in the chat, also drawn by Adam Kubert. I'm looking at it
I
right
think
now.
Adam has drawn the Wolverine more than anybody
I think you're probably right.
because he's still doing it.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna defend the Thing a little bit here, Graham. If you would bring up.
Oh, I would appreciate that.
Okay, so the Thing. This is from FF 112. So he throws the statue at him, right?
Wait. What condition and is it slabbed?
I only have a mid-grade and it is not slabbed. So,
Okay, well, you
That's
know,
a letdown. Kick him.
yeah. Full disclosure, Aaron, but go ahead.
So, I mean, you know, the Thing was using, you know, his fighting abilities, his ingenuity to kind of hang with the Hulk, even though he didn't have the strength. Now check out this one here. Where is it? This one. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at this one here now. So, you know, the Thing, I love that right, that first panel by Buscema.
Oh,
the
yeah.
body language.
Second
Okay, so he's got him in a
panel's pretty
headlock. Things in trouble. Look at that maniacal look on the Hulk's face, man.
Look at the hair on his knuckles.
Oh yeah. And
Yes.
so what does the thing do? He's about ready to pass out, but then he flips him backwards and then goes over to the Department of Sanitation, which has this tank of pressurized water or sewage or something. And he, on the next page, he rips this thing open and sprays the Hulk. So yeah, he's getting his butt kicked, but he's hanging in there because of his ingenuity and his
Heart.
cleverness.
I
I'm-
like how we see that what the thing did worked, but he's got to say it worked.
Yeah, exactly. His leg, if I can just reach down and grab his leg.
This is a visual medium.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us what we just saw.
You know, it's funny. If you look at a comic book, especially these old guys were really good storytellers, you could cut 50% of the dialogue, maybe even more, is completely unnecessary. But
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, totally. Yep. No, I mean, well,
Sometimes
that's
it's
just it. You
character,
can.
it's character
I can't read
development.
any of the page because of the size on my screen, but I can tell the story, no problem.
Yeah.
so this is a great issue. I mean, it's just them just brawling for 20 pages.
Yeah. Well,
But the thing
FF
makes it-
25 and 26, where the Thing and the Hulk really meet and they fight for 2 issues. That one's a great one because the Thing just keeps getting his ass kicked. You know, at one point the Hulk smashes him so hard he goes through the asphalt and ends up down in a sewer. You know, and then he gets up and he just keeps coming. He keeps coming. He keeps coming. You know, even though he's getting his ass beat. That's what I've always loved about the Thing is that he never gave up.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love Ben Grimm. Gotta love that Ben Grimm.
You do.
Who doesn't?
He's a big bad orange man.
But then again,
From New York.
that Doc Bruce Banner is the ever loving Hulk.
Yeah.
And the more the angrier
love the
Hulk
Hulk.
gets, the stronger Hulk gets. And also the longer Hulk fights, the stronger he gets.
Yeah.
Really?
Basically, whatever he does, the
The
stronger,
stronger he gets.
I always loved the Hulk. I mean, you could tell that same damn story over and over. Bruce Banner's doing something, he gets hurt, or he gets captured, or he gets wronged, turns into the Hulk. Hulk beats the shit out of everybody. It's like this total rage, dream fulfillment.
Yeah.
Every issue with the Hulk.
Falling down.
Yeah,
Dude,
everybody's
just
against them. Oh, here comes the military. Here comes General Ross. Here comes the Hulkbuster. Here comes the Rhino's after you. Here comes the Abomination. Blah, 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 we're all beating on the Hulk. And Hulk, all he wants to do is have some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And everybody keeps running after him, and doing this shit. And what happens when you do that? He just gets angrier and bam.
Just crushes everybody.
Well, look at the TV show. On the TV show, just in the intro alone, he's just changing a tire in the rain and bust his knuckles, and that was it.
Yeah.
He's like, damn it.
Yeah.
Will make me angry.
That's every dude that's ever changed the tire.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'd love to see him on vacation, like in southern Italy, and then just this giant boatload of all these migrants land, and they just start picking on all the Italian people like they do and harassing them, and he's just watching, and he just turns into the Hulk, and this just like throws them back to wherever they came from.
You go over here.
You know what? Hulk just missed out on learning the real place if you want to be left alone. The bathroom.
That's right.
Yeah, let's
Take
go
some-
Hulk
sit in
have
the
dump
can.
to take.
Now, do you think his turds are bright orange, bright purple, bright
Are
green?
you talking about who are you talking about? The Hulk or the Thing?
the Hulk's turds?
Why would they be orange?
Why is he green?
I guess it depends on what he eats.
No?
Did you guys see that Saturday Night Live bit where what's his face was the Hulk?
Belushi?
Oh,
Yeah,
Belushi.
Belushi was the Hulk.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
goes and uses the bathroom at the
Oh,
party.
yeah,
And they're all like,
he stinks
oh,
it
my
Yeah. He stinks it up bad.
That's right. 'Cause I
Imagine.
think Margot Kidder was the guest host, and so they had
The Death of
Bill Murray
Superman
was
or something.
Superman, and Dan Aykroyd was the Flash, and
Oh,
Garrett
was
Morrison
it
was
Ant-Man died
Ant-Man.
or someone?
Yeah.
Was it-
Garrett Morris was Ant-Man.
Right, they're making
and who
fun of him
died?
because-
Who died? Someone died.
Oh, they were at a funeral, right?
Yeah, it was who
Was
died?
it
though?
Superman or?
No. The first one, when they were at that party, they were all just at a big party. Lois and Superman were hosting this party, and all these superheroes were there.
Okay.
yeah.
And Belushi was the Hulk, and he went and used the bathroom, and it came out, and everybody's like, Judas Priest.
Wasn't it an episode of Saturday Night Live where Christopher Reeve was on it, and one of the skits was him auditioning for Superman, and one of the cast members was as well?
Yes.
Or am I thinking of something else?
There
No,
was the
no, that's
one
right,
with
you're right.
Patrick Swayze and
Chris Farley.
for
that-
Chippendales or something.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, he did
Chris
really
Farley
good.
doing that dance. Oh my
Oh,
god.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. That was great. His brother, Chris Farley's brother, is like the big head honcho of Ford, right?
No.
really?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, he's like the top head honcho of Ford.
Wasn't he an actor for a while though too?
I don't think so.
Because he had a brother that was in. There was like this fake boy band TV show on MTV for a little while. And like, I think his name was Doug or something. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look this up.
Hey, Billy, I just
Yeah.
got another text message from the Democratic Party.
Did you?
Yeah. Saying if we raise 1 million to turn out Democrat voters after Kamala's speech, Trump is done.
Oh,
so,
yeah, of course.
So hold on, I gotta show you what I sent them. I've been responding to all of these things.
Oh, have you? I'm so sick of them. I just like.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
give
so-
the old F you. And this is you have
Oh,
been
I don't
denied.
respond to any of those. Let's see. He's
No,
got a
one of-
brother named
someone's
John.
on it. So, yeah.
Okay.
So his brother John is probably the Ford guy because Kevin is the guy who's an actor.
So I just sent this to him.
Nice. Did you really?
That's a great idea.
Oh my
Get it.
God, that's a great idea.
Every time they contact me, I don't correct them. I just send them some type of meme, some trunk meme. Yeah. The next one is going to be the faggot one.
Yeah, the pep
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, they'll get the message.
Oh,
Oh,
You're
my
right,
God,
Jeff
that's
Butler.
hilarious.
What is she up? Is she at like $1.5 billion?
Something.
Raised or they're spent like. Oh my God.
she's the worst candidate. They're the two of them are the two worst candidates they've ever run for office. It's
Yeah.
amazing how bad they are.
I'm feeling better and better as time is going on and watching them collapse. I hope I'm right. I'm hoping that
Well,
that
no,
Trump,
dude, if they don't cheat, if they can keep them from cheating, there's no way they're going to win.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Absolutely not. Well,
That doesn't
Biden-
mean they won't win, but if they can keep them from cheating, they have no chance. I mean, that whole thing of saying comparing Trump's New York rally to the Nazi rally. It was
I
like,
know.
what are
Oh,
you
God.
guys
nobody
insane?
believes that. I don't think anybody believes that.
It's not even the same building. Oh, by the way, it's John. It's Jim Farley, and it's his cousin. So
Okay.
Well, today Biden called Trump supporters garbage during Harris' campaign call as
Did he
Vice
really?
President tries to sell unity message. Yeah, he called Trump.
Oh,
fans-
my
Trump
God.
supporters garbage.
Well, that's 60% of the population.
Fascist this,
so.
fascist that. Yeah, I had one of my neighbors that I never saw before. I was Sunday morning. Did I tell you this, Graham? So, well, I have a ghost. I have all my Halloween stuff out. How I do my house up. And Boo Radley fell down. So I was picking Boo Radley up and
Poor old
fixing
Boo.
him. I know, poor Boo. And so I hear somebody like yell at his dog or something, and I just turn and it's a guy walking down. I live on a court on a cul-de-sac. So he starts walking down. I'm on the corner. So I just see him and I'm like, oh, good morning. And he goes, is it really? And I'm like, oh, Jesus. I'm like, as soon as he said, I know. And I'm like, because I have 2 Trump signs on my lawn. And so I'm like, well, I guess it beats the alternative, doesn't it? And I just walk away, and he goes walking halfway down my block. And now I'm in my garage getting my hunting stuff out because I'm getting ready to go hunting. And he goes, and I see him at the end of my driveway now. Well, now that
Oh.
you opened it up for conversation,
Oh no.
Wow.
and he starts hitting me that, that I should really think about what I'm doing and how I obviously put the sign up on my lawn. He goes, well, you have the sign that you want to infuriate people. You want to trigger. And I'm like, only crazy people, So I end up having this, whatever. It's a whole conversation. I basically, that Trump is going to go after his political opponents.
Right.
And he's going to jail them and go after them legally. I'm like, everything you're telling me.
And his 2025
right
program,
yeah. And
which isn't his, and they've said that a million times.
All the talking points, and Trump is only in it for himself. I'm like, okay, so if he was in it for himself, he'd be sitting on a yacht somewhere, banging that supermodel,
Wife
fox of his, you know what I mean, and living off his billions and having a good time.
Yeah.
That they bankrupted him and they've tried to throw him in jail and every other thing they've tried to do to this man and his family. Yeah, he's in it for himself.
Well, I'll give your neighbor this, Billy. I mean, he had the balls to come to your end of your driveway and re-engage you in a conversation as you were loaded for bear.
No, I just taking stuff out. I didn't have my bow or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
But the Galta. Well, since you brought it up,
yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, when he starts talking, you should really think about hurting people and think about people's feelings and women and the future. And I'm like, are you talking about the election? You got to play dumb. Very, very nice and shook his hand and all that. And I'm like, he's like, and the arts, they're going to make, pornography. If you watch pornography, then you're going to go to jail and they're going to stop artists. I'm like, dude, I'm an artist. I make a living doing art.
Since when is pornography art?
Exactly. Yeah. He's just a freak, just another retard asshole.
Aaron, I'll send you a few links.
When I
We'll
watched
change
it,
your
Aaron.
Other than the Velvet Vampire, that's
Right?
fun.
That's funny.
Good Lord.
All right, guys, we're coming on a little over the 2-hour mark here. Let's talk about what you got going on, and we'll call it a night.
All righty. Well, of course, everybody knows Core Draft The Awakening is live, waiting for you to go back it. Core Draft and Adriana are back as the tale continues for the control of the Shattered Reach. If you like Game of Thrones, Conan, that type of stuff, you'll dig it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the link is in the description below, but Marcus has been posting it. So there you go.
Nice.
the birthday man himself.
Next week.
Billy, that'd be you.
Oh. I know who's next. Oh, I see. Here I am. I'm inking a cover right now for She Gatecrasher. Having a lot of fun. With,
now I
everybody
understand your
Charleston.
question.
Oh, yeah.
Look at
The
that.
public domain characters are going to be in it. I promise you this scene is not in the comic, but it's going to be a fun variant. I think we're going to launch on the 13th or the 14th of November. I'm sorry, of November, depending on RT Bear, because I don't know if Art wants to launch on the 13th, which is is the night of the Bros. Then if he does, I'll launch on the
Bros is the 12th.
The
Just
12th.
so you
Okay, so I think Art wants to launch on the 12th on the Bros. Then I'll give Ethan a call and launch on the 13th. And this is since it's Aaron's favorite comic, the X-Men. This is my X-Men number 268 homage because Lady Death.
Oh,
yeah, that's nice.
So it's a fun story where she gets trapped into comic book time, and she has to fight her way through all the various trends and genres and decades to find her way home. So that's why it's gonna feature Lady Death and some of the world's greatest public domain characters.
That's cool. That's a great idea.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a 48-page book by myself and written by J.C. Vaughn, and
Nice.
I've got 10 pages done already, and just trying to put together the video and get this all going.
Beautiful.
I'll have to sign up this week, I think. So
Cool.
Dan?
There are threats to this world. There are the ones above, cosmically, the ones below, demons. And then the ones that we know, street thugs, common street thugs, human beings. Black Flag is there to fight them all. And they do.
I wonder where you're going with that.
Yeah.
You were wondering. Yeah. No, it's I keep forgetting about the whole magical, mystical, mythical aspect of it. This book has something for everybody in it. You ask for giant robots, they're in there. You ask for guns, they're in there. Purple, big, giant purple monkeys, they're in there. They're in there too. A lot of booty, a lot of bullet shells,
Fantasy
and
fire.
and a lot of fun. Marcus Killigrew got to get a little sneak peek of some things that people didn't get to see yet.
Oh, showing off, are you?
I was.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
he's
his
a
birthday.
good man. He's a good man.
He is.
But yeah, so if you guys like those things and haven't backed it yet, you can check it out. The best way to find it is to just do a search on Google. Indiecron will take you right to the Indiegogo link because I have been shadow banned for a while now. And that's the way you find it, through Indiecron, which is also a really great site. They track all the crowdfunding sites, and you can find it there, and you'll find the link there, or the link in the description, or of course the link in the chat.
Now, Dan, do you have a website that people?
I'm working on. I own Incredible Comics. I own Gear Station or Gear 23, Couch Doodles, Dan Frega, and FregaBoom.com. I own all of those. Time. You know,
I was just asking because if you're shadow banned and you have your links set up on your website, you just give out
put links there,
link,
right?
Boom. Huh?
Just a single page with links on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I didn't
just
even think about that.
Just put your link right on there
Right.
with an image of the comic. Click on the comic. Bam, takes you to Indiegogo.
There you go. Solves your
Excellent.
problem just like that. I had to do that, but I'm no longer shadow banned, thankfully. You can find Wraith of God 3 just by searching it on Indiegogo. So maybe they backed off. I don't know. But I do want to say that, am I yelling?
No, you don't want to say that thing because, it's like a jinx.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'll go in there.
Hey,
and say
real
that.
before you say anything, because he's not here, you guys sign up for Art to Bear's Black and White 3 campaign.
Yes.
It's out there too.
It's launching soon. The things had to get shuffled around a little bit, but it will be launching soon. So get on there while you can.
Yeah. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Carry on.
I was just going to say, I do have absolute confirmed that the hardcovers for Kit Carter, which were destroyed by the printer, are now fixed by the printer. They didn't go back and fix the old books. They printed them again and are going to be arriving here on Thursday. We have shipped every single softcover solo order that we could ship that isn't tied up with also a hardcover. So we have shipped out over 800 orders already on Kit Carter. I know people are very impatient and waiting for this book, but the hardcovers will be here on Thursday, and then we'll be able to ship all those out with, and if you're waiting for both, then those of course will go out together. So feel confident in backing Wraith of God 3 Fear Hollow, because your Kit Carter, if you haven't got it, it'll be on its way very, 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 very soon. So
awesome.
Great.
You. I have Escape from Monster Island up. Everybody probably got an email from me today that there was a price change on the super rare one. I had it mispriced, and I looked on the website. I'm like, oh shit! I put the store price for when the campaign is over on there, and so it's been cut in half. So just go to compasscomics.com or use the link to Indiegogo in here, and you can go over there, because a bunch of them have been moving out the door now that the price was adjusted. And there's only there was only 40. So when the campaign is over, and if there's any left over, there'll be 500 on the store price. And right now they're just 250. So hurry up, get over there, grab those. And that's it, my friends. Tomorrow, Aaron and I will be on the landing party, and we'll be starting our second season of Star Trek, the original series. And Cat's Paw is what we're going to be leading off with. So That should be fun. It's a perfect timing because it's a Halloween episode.
Oh,
There you go.
what's it about? What happens in it? No spoilers, Aaron, but
Well, the Enterprise goes to a planet that looks very much like something out of a haunted house.
no way.
And Spock has the great quoted line, "That's bad poetry." What do you think, Spock? Poetry is very bad. Whatever he said. So you don't want to miss that one. Oh, and I got John Malin coming on Graybeards tomorrow, so look out.
Oh man,
Oh, what's the subject?
I don't want to miss that.
What's the subject?
Who knows?
Oh wow! Maybe you
Wait.
can change his opinion.
You don't. What's the subject? Do you know or no? Or you're not
Image
telling?
characters. We want to make it easy for him. Image characters.
Oh, okay.
So he can grab a Rob Liefeld character or whatever.
It's a softball. You should have put something hard for him.
Well, we were going to draw horses, but
There you go.
I don't even want to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Nice. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, gang. You guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your evening, and we will see you next time.
Bye bye,
Hey,
everybody.
Graham, what a great show. Great show,
Thank you,
Graham.
All right. Thanks,
Hey.
guys.